my
that you
sire,
know
Did your
of.
sire just like walk out for cigarettes, 45 years ago
Oh, that's just
and he's
mean.
never come back?
So he's gonna go out and grab some blood. That was 2 centuries ago.
By the way, we are live now.
Hi, people.
Hey.
Yeah, I was wondering since we were still talking and you were just kind of like staring. I was like, I think we're live.
Welcome to our conversation about our absent sires and the void it left in our moral centers, and that's why we're all terrible monsters.
That's really the whole thing for the
it's totally
Sabbat.
daddy problems.
It's
that's all.
society's fault, not our
Mommy
fault.
problems.
guys. It's
Daddy
society's
problems.
A crusade of daddy issues.
fault. I don't know.
Mommy issues over here.
That's a different movie. It's a sad different movie.
Yeah, so all of these deaths are not my fault.
That's true.
It's not your fault. It's
I
not
hope
Cyrus' fault. It's their fault.
I genuinely hope Isaac truly does believe that.
You're
No.
This is not my
No.
fault.
you're
All right.
just like
Okay.
you're just some chill Sabbat guy just trying to do his best.
We don't know any better.
Life.
We don't know any better.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
So welcome to a Crusade of Thorns the Sabbat.
Yeah.
Where we
Oh yeah.
guess sometimes.
Yeah. Portia, why
Zed.
don't you do it all?
Okay. So hi everyone. I'm Portia. I play Gianna. Zed apparently is telling me to do everything today. So welcome to a Crusade of Thorns, the Sabbat edition. So today we are sponsored by So Nerdwear, which is merch. You can go to their website. Welcome. I think the percentage has gone up since we started the Patreon, but
10%.
otherwise it's 10% off. We're on a campaign for Rainbow Railroad. Rainbow Railroad is a organization that helps LGBTQIA individuals all over the world in places that are not safe for them get to somewhere that is safe for them. So if you are going to give us bits, stuff like that, don't. Use our donate link. It's down underneath here. And please give to them what you might have given to us. I think otherwise it is the Patreon that is new for Welcome to the Party. That helps our DMs, GMs, all those people running games be able to continue to do so on this channel. Making and the community that we are putting together here, which is supportive, which you may notice under people's names, their pronouns are put there just so that we're recognizing that as part of their.
I'm
I
confused.
think that's it.
Yeah, that was good. Especially you threw in the Patreon part, which is new. I do want to make a quick note about the Patreon. If you take a look, money going to GMs doesn't happen till later, which we're all, or at least allow me to speak for myself, I'm 100% cool with. What I like about the Patreon and why I think it would be really cool for people to get into it is because one of the earlier goals that we had was to be able to do things like pay for Roll20 and the various other like regular subscription services, Zoom, which we're using right now for the video chat, to be able to pay for those things for the GMs. And the reason why I like that is not so much because, hey, money back in my pocket. I don't care as much. What I care about is democratizing the ability to run games. It allows more people to run games that otherwise might not be able to afford a $20+ a month commitment, right? But maybe they've got a really, really cool idea for a game. That's really, to me, that's where it's at. So that's all I'm gonna ever do to plug the Patreon. I'm still getting used to the concept of there even being one, but because I didn't get this note until too late and thus could not add it to my my window, I do want to throw a quick shout out to all of our patrons so far. So Bria, Britt Knowles, Chris H, Fallon C, Forgotten Reams,
Yes.
Hans C, Jack C. I wonder who Jack is. Michelle E, Swordfall, Than Rand, Me in Midair, by Sonic Kevin, Metzgirl, Michi, hi Michi, Michael Wayne, Leona, we all know her, Slam B, Nerdy Teddy Bear, we know that one as well, Celts, the Bardic Knock, Wild Engineer, Zan, Drew D, Nina D, and Wyvern's Wing. So thank you guys so much for being our earliest Patreon supporters. And yeah, we shall see how this goes from here. Okay, so today we've got an awful lot up on the docket. In order... Oh yeah. So
on that merch page.
I thought we mentioned it. Yeah. Look at the people sipping from the mugs of merch. So yeah, if you go check out So Nerdware, you can get sweet welcome party merch. Did you mention the welcome code?
Yes, I did. I just forgot to hold up my mug.
Okay. All right. So yeah, don't forget 10% off. All right. So into the game. We have a lot going on today, and to that end, and for streamlining purposes, we're gonna kind of push through some of the buffing. So Sabbat buffing, unlike with let's say they had a bard, right? Bards are supposedly, according to some, the best class. I disagree, and yet I'm not allowed to disagree.
You have a mug that say bards are. Wait. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank
There you go.
Jack.
Yep. Oh, let's see. Is it still there?
Yeah, there it is.
Best
Best class. Bard is the best class.
Anywho, so that being the case, so if they had a bard, they could get this done in like 5 minutes, not even like a minute. It's just like cast. All right, we're good. But these buffs, Sabbat buffs, are a bit meatier, a bit juicier, in literal and figurative senses. So what I'd like to do is just a quick sort of run through of what it is that you guys are planning to do to yourselves so that you are not awful in combat tonight.
First, shouldn't we deal with the fact that we had just rolled up on 2 cops in the middle of the street?
No, we decided that out of game. We took them home, and that was the whole point.
They were tasty. Good times.
Yeah, but I'm hungry.
Well, yeah, they were tasty. Eat them. You ate them.
All right, how about so?
All right,
let everyone know, what did you guys decide to do with the cops? Someone explain it like cleanly and quickly.
Okay, so what I suggested that we do was that Isaac goes over, he beats the piss out of them. We take their car, we shove them in the trunk, we take them home, we question them on a few questions, and then Gianna and Isaac just tear them apart and eat them after removing their clothes carefully so that we have clean police uniforms if we need them and a police cop car.
How did that work out for everybody?
Yeah, just fine. Tasty. Nom.
Nummy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys eat them. It's not a big deal.
We have a couple more guns.
Isaac's not hungry.
I don't know if they would.
You have a cop car.
Yeah.
And then we do also have to deal with one other thing though before we move forward.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
How did Ivan get there?
An explanation.
So Ivan, flashback. Boodly boo.
He sleepwalks.
So what happened is Ivan got up for the evening. He went through his whole. Oh crap! We hit 900 followers. Oh my god.
That's a lot of followers here.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
He woke up. He got dressed. Put on his sweet lab coat. Walked outside his hotel room. Was waiting for his rent-a-ride.
Delivery.
Yeah, his livery to show up. And while waiting, was staked from behind by someone who he never saw. Would there
That happened a few times to me.
Yeah. Would there have been roles involved? Were Ivan present? Yes. Would that have happened were Ivan present? I don't know. But that is what went down. Now, you were conscious the entire time.
Yes.
Because being staked does not prevent you from sensory information. It just prevents you from acting on it. So what you learned is what I think most people were able to figure out. But the basic, sort of the rundown of things that you figured out are, 1, the Camarilla is scrambling. 2, some guy named Don Sebastian has come back to claim all sorts of shit. He seems to be trying to take over. There's some other group of what were described as like young upstart, precocious upstarts who were potentially going to challenge him for princeship. But that the previous prince has apparently run away. So the Camarilla in the city is currently leaderless, or by this time they might be tentatively leaderful, but that it might not be totally solid. Runaway is harsh. Yes, I'm filtering in Sabbat. So
yeah, that's what we hear.
Yeah. So
Yeah, definitely.
it's just salty. So the
brave Regina ran away, bravely ran away.
And then she got her heart ate.
Yeah, it didn't go great.
Well, whatever, Amelia, whatever, who cares?
Yeah, Amelia got away. Regina did not.
Who cares?
So, anywho, so you understand that Don Sebastian is the new guy, but that you hear like whispers, people like talking about shit they remember hearing from the old days. Apparently, this guy used to be prince, or at least he used to be in charge. Like no one sits you down and explains all this to you. You're just getting sort of snippets. But it sounds like he's a much more medieval style prince. He's very, very in favor of like executing people who disagree with him and dominating or blood bonding people into subservience. He is like the classic elder style leader.
I mean, really, it makes more sense from our perspective, I think.
Yeah, for our perspective, that's what a prince is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of.
And to be fair, not having been super familiar with the prior prince, you don't know exactly how different this really is, but people are talking about it like it's a big deal.
Which now makes me like wish for the other one, because the other one must have been some like hippie that would have been easy to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they would have been quiet about their.
Well, yes.
Whatever.
That would require a second dive into that thought process, and
Yeah.
Isaac's not going to do that.
Does Isaac take a lot of second dives into any of his thought processes? Yeah.
He usually doesn't complete the first one before someone dies.
Fair. Okay, so those are the basic things you learned. But then what you figure out is that they have a werewolf, apparently. They captured it like on the borders of town, out like heading towards unpopulated areas, and had originally been trying to do experiments on it, but found it to be so wholly uncooperative that they decided to simply starve it and keep it chained and ready for you guys. But that it's really meant to be a plan B. The plan A is supposed to be that you are used for bait, everyone shows up, they stealthily stake everyone in the group except for Roxy, and then offer Roxy free passage out of the Sabbat. That was their plan. And then the plan B was supposed to be, if it looked like that was going south, release the hounds.
They failed to make a plan C.
Yeah, in the end, as we know, no plan survives contact with the enemy, and theirs did never even make it to phase 1. And
they didn't know we had an Isaac. They just didn't know that we had an Isaac. It's not their fault that they didn't know.
It
Well,
just
they also
completely
didn't
broke
know
down.
that I had a shadow to drop on them, so they attacked each other.
That was super awesome. They're just stabbing each other.
Or that we had fucking nitroglycerin.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck your room.
So that's the basic that you get from there. At several points, Regina actually will like look at you, like look you in the eyes, Ivan, and will say things like, "I'm sorry, this isn't personal, right, babe? I'm just here."
Ivan unable to respond, right?
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's nothing against you. I just want to bring my family back together. Yeah. So yeah. But you're looking around, you don't see Regina anymore. So that's the basic. Do you have any questions about anything else you might have seen or heard while you were there?
Was there ever anything but Nosferatu around? Or werewolf?
No one who straight up identified themselves as anything other than.
Well, I mean, it would be pretty obvious.
Yeah. Well, you know that Nosferatu do have ways of hiding it. But yeah, no one wandered around like looking pretty. The other thing I'll say is that you do know that the sewer pipe that you were tied to, or tied up and then laid down next to, does apparently lead to the Nosferatu warrens underneath the city.
Good to know. Did Ivan have any idea of how the werewolf got there?
As far as like how they nabbed him and transported him?
Yeah.
You know that some part of it involved a very large truck at some point. But a lot of like waiting for him to turn back into a human, then drugging him and dragging the human version around to places, and then like jabbing him with stuff until he turned back into a werewolf again.
Was it the same werewolf as the other one?
As what other one?
The one that was in the game show.
They don't know, like they don't ever mention the game show.
Well, no, they wouldn't, but Ivan would recognize.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No.
Okay.
No, I believe it is a different one.
No key-shaped scar on its chest.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Well, no chest as well.
Yeah. Anything else that you would like to see if you can try to glean before we move back into the present?
Nothing that comes to mind.
Okay. All right.
How do they find him? Out of curiosity. I mean.
That's
my question.
Yeah.
How the hell did they come there to get him?
They actually don't specifically mention that, but give me wits and intelligence.
2 traits, no skill.
Nope, I'm a liar. Hang on.
I was in the middle getting ready to roll it.
No, I know you were too. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you for doing what I asked you to do, even if what I asked was the wrong thing.
Insight?
I believe that's what I actually meant, but hang on one second. Let me just... for those in the stream, I apologize. I do have a little bit of cold brain going on. I've been...
We're all a bit...
Yeah.
Perception check with advantage is what I'm hearing.
Yes, that's what I would like for you to make. No, give me...
Just double my dice pool, that's how that works, right?
Give me intelligence, and then either... So, give me investigation or awareness, whichever you're better at, plus intelligence. I would also allow...
Insight?
No, I would also allow finance.
Interesting. But completely useless to me.
What? I'm in the wrong window. Boop, boop, boop.
Okay, so They don't ever come out and say it. No one ever looks at you and laughs and is like, "Ha ha, we found you so easy by doing this one simple thing." Or sorry, by doing these
one simple trick.
By doing these 10 simple things, number 7 will shock you. Instead, you sort of gather that one of their primary things is that someone is very good with numbers. Someone in the Nosferatu is very good with numbers and very good at like tracking down discrepancies and changes in patterns. And so it's not very difficult for you to sort of take that as a leap and go, so it's possible then that maybe they got a hold of some of our financial records or something like that, or they got a hold of records of other things in the city and noticed a shift in resources being allocated or something along those lines. Because once you guys got
alcohol being purchased,
for example, because once you guys took over the hotel started becoming a much more active purveyor of goods and services than it ever had been before.
And it had money to afford.
Yes.
Yeah. Out of nowhere. So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Okay. So.
One note.
Yeah.
Just like in between sessions, Isaac did not calm down. He is exceedingly angry.
Oh yeah, we do need to
at
deal with
Roxy, and will do his best to not sleep until that is dealt with in some fashion.
Well, so we get back to the place, and actually, now that you're all together, let's do that before we wake up, rouse check, and prep. So you guys are all together. You all arrive back at the hotel. What would you do?
Did Ivan explain everything in the car?
Yes.
I figured as
Make
much.
that easy.
You're all covered in blood.
Is Sebastian okay?
Oh yeah. How is Sebastian?
Sebastian is breathing.
I want to turn to Ivan. Oh, I think we're all holding Sebastian, aren't we? Like, wasn't he laying on us or some shit?
Yeah.
So I guess I'm holding his head or his legs or something, and I want to go. You fought well. Shut up.
Yeah.
He fought well, and he fought for you. He also, in the midst of the battle, after being wounded, immediately applied some sort of flesh to his arm and healed himself. Yes, while being shot at. I'm impressed. I've seen soldiers with this sort of resolve.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me take a look, and we'll see what's wrong with Sebastian and try and fix it.
Also, I have new toys I want to talk to you about. That's all.
Middle of surgery in the backseat.
Okay. I get out of the car and I bring my toys out of the car with me. Did we get that chain? Was the chain broken? The chain was broken, right? It busted off the...
Yeah, I think it was broken.
But you could...
All right, don't worry about it. Okay, then I have all the bits, and I want to start excitedly making my way into the hotel to put away all of my new treasures.
Yes.
Not being
What?
good at any social stuff, Isaac is going to just beeline it straight to the chapel and go back to the punching bag he left there.
Okay. Sebastian, so Ivan, you realize that surgery in the car without your tools is not a great plan on someone who is still technically mortal. So you recognize Sebastian is stable. So it's probably better just to wait until you can get to the hotel and be properly equipped.
Gianna's gonna turn to Roxy.
And we did the drive-by with the ashes, right?
Yeah, we
did the drive-by.
Yeah.
Hi, Ming. Here's a beaded handbag. Have fun.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I made sure I took those.
Handbag.
I made sure I took the Molotovs out of there.
Yeah.
I'm not giving those to me.
So Gianna wants
mixed messages kind of things.
What happened back there, Roxy? I obviously didn't see you for most after you jumped.
I killed Regina.
And did you take her soul?
I think I did, yes.
Good.
Did she ever actually call herself Regina?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know that you know who that was.
Okay.
She was tough enough. We know she was important.
Yeah.
Like, are you
Okay,
able to, like,
okay.
taste it though? Like, are you able to taste it? Like, oh, damn, that's
Okay. I killed an elder. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well done.
Fantastic. Does anyone know why Isaac is so... Isaac is... Why is he so angry
Emotional.
and pissy?
From the chapel, you can hear the breaking bones of his punching bag.
Whatever.
And he comes out of his room and goes, Isaac, shut the fuck up, and then goes back into his room.
Wow. Who has vinculum 4 or greater with Isaac?
Let me double
Let me
check.
see. It might actually be me.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Does anyone?
Ivan does.
Ivan wants to know what's wrong with
I do as
Isaac.
well.
Yep.
And
Actually,
so
I
does
have-
Eddie. Eddie would not be so
And he
callous.
starts to yell,
Okay.
shut the fuck up, and goes,
I wanted it to be like brothers yelling at each other, but
Well, yeah.
instead I'll open up his door and go, Isaac, what the fuck is wrong?
There you go.
Please.
Are you punching that meat bag again?
I am. So to explain, it is a thin mattress wrapped around a corpse.
I'm actually gonna go
Oh,
and
yeah,
hold the back of it
Somebody
while
just throw up the horror warning.
you punch it.
oh
yeah,
yeah, hold on.
Little warning.
We hang people upside down and punch them for fun. I'm gonna
I
hold
got it.
the back of the
Okay.
punching bag like your trainer and let you kind of beat it so it's not swinging all over the place annoyingly. I'm just kind of standing there letting you take out your anger, and if you want to talk you can, and if not you won't have.
Yeah, he's not a person who would know how to properly process emotions or anything. So he's just gonna continue to punch this thing where he believes the face is.
All right, I'll go in the chapel.
Would somebody take Sebastian into the chapel, please?
Gianna will pick him up and carry him in.
Thank you.
Oh, Sebastian could do it. Oh, wait. No, we can't.
We need at least 2 ghouls.
I would go and get Dr. Bag and go to the chapel and look at Isaac. What is bothering you?
Member of the pack betrayed me.
Betrayed you?
How so?
Roxy took the elder for herself and left me staked on the ground. I've cut off limbs, I've fought in battles, and I have danced in the sun. And there has been no greater torture in my life than to be helpless and staked. She
It does
doomed
suck.
me to that fate while she enjoyed the greatest pleasure imaginable.
Listen,
The elder was helpless, and you was helpless, Roxy, and you took advantage of that versus helping Isaac?
no. You understand that she insulted not only me, but this entire pack, right? She wanted me to join her side, whatever side that is. This elder wanted to kidnap me because I don't know. I guess that's what this whole thing was. So it didn't go the way she wanted. So she attempted to kidnap me. I guess out of the goodness of her heart, she put down the Sabbat. She insulted Cain. I wasn't about to take a chance, have her get back up and either kill us or get away, or worse, just get away. Plus, I guess this should have been discussed prior today, but we really haven't had a heart-to-heart. I don't know how to stop once I start. So you can be mad at me all you want, but in my eyes, I saved us, so you're welcome. And I'm going to attempt to vanish and leave the room.
All right. Go
Roxy,
ahead
please.
and hang on. Because we have an action.
Nosferatu.
Yeah.
My composure is 1, so...
We have we have an effect on the stack, so hang on one sec. She has priority.
His response to that would be that the insult was to him as well, so he deserved that just as much. And,
Roxy, roll
yeah.
your.
And I saved you.
Roll your vanish.
Okay. Hold on. I don't remember what that is.
Thank you very much, DBM, for catching that.
Tap one Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you actually you tap 2 blood to then
Red mana.
Add 2 blood to it?
There you go.
Huh? No. I was just.
Okay.
I'm just fucking around. I was gonna say that.
Okay.
that
I run
you,
a goblin deck,
you-
so yeah.
yeah, that you tap 2 blood to then play the instant vanish on your Nosferatu.
That was
Anyway.
not right. Sorry.
Well, you do need to make the rouse check, right?
So it's not a rouse check. When I vanish to attempt to vanish in front of vampires, it's a versus roll. So it's wits plus obfuscate versus wits and awareness.
Okay, so you roll yours, and then everyone else will roll theirs.
Our wits and awareness.
Yeah, but hang on. I want Roxy's first in the queue.
Gotcha.
I don't.
So you could do wits and then add your levels of obfuscate. That might be easier.
Or you can, regardless, just roll. Because there are several different ways that you can do it with the sheet. Okay, so 4 successes from Roxy. All right, everyone else go ahead and roll.
Gianna's not in the chapel,
Doing
so
what again? Wits and awareness?
Yep.
I got 4 successes. Am I the only one that can see you?
I don't know.
I'm actually not certain that you can see.
I think on the tie,
So I
Do I kind of know where she is?
yeah I'm actually gonna say that because it's a tie, I'm gonna count Roxy as the defender in this particular instance.
Okay.
So Roxy vanishes. Poof, gone.
Well, Ivan is going to walk over to Sebastian and talk that while beginning to do surgery.
What are the walls made out of?
Wall.
don't
They're
punch
made
the
out of wall.
Brick or lesser?
Lesser.
Yeah, I punched the wall.
Okay, there's now drywall and sheetrock that's just like cracking and crumbling.
Isaac.
And I am still looking confused. But there was a fight, correct?
Yeah, big one. We were
And-
ambushed.
No, specifically, I am asking Isaac at the moment. There was a fight, correct?
She was staked by that elder and was being carried away.
Yes.
I chased her down. I
Yes.
saved her. And in the fight, I was staked.
Yes.
I had weakened the elder so much that her attack brought it down. And so, me and the elder both lay on the ground, and she chose the elder over me.
Would you have not done the same?
Never.
I would ensure to kill the target first.
Always make the kill first.
Yeah, you kill first.
Attack first.
You have to eliminate targets before you aid your allies. That's
Ivan?
Yes.
Or, well, real quick, who vinculum what from each of you to Isaac? Okay, 4, 5. Isaac, what are your Vinc ratings to Eddie and Ivan?
To wait, what? Who? Oh.
Eddie is 7. Ivan is 6.
Wow. Okay.
holy shit.
So Eddie,
Yikes.
That's why he's saying he would save them before.
Every once in a while, I catch Isaac sniffing my socks. God, love that guy.
so
So,
Eddie,
Yes.
being that you and Isaac have the stronger relationship here,
Yes.
the stronger mutual respect, Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and make a. This is going to be a either charisma or manipulation. If it's charisma, you're being forthright. If it's manipulation, you're being a little sneaky.
No, forthright.
Okay, so charisma plus persuasion, but you get a bonus of 2 because Ivan is saying the exact same fucking thing, and he also has a high Vink rating with Isaac.
Okay,
so,
I'm not good at either of these. I have 2 successes. That's actually not bad.
Okay,
I'm making
so
a note from the book, guys, that the difference between 6 and 7 is that you would take a punch for this K-Knight as long as it's not a Bruja at 6, but it would be from a Bruja at 7. That's the difference.
I like that.
You would
Thank you.
catch
I
a
wrote that.
grenade for you.
Okay, so Ivan, or sorry, Isaac.
Eddie.
Isaac, give me a. Do you want to be pissed?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. He like childish. He wants to stay angry.
Okay, then you're going to resist with composure and I think just resolve. Let me see here. It's usually something and something. Yeah, let's go ahead and say composure and resolve here.
Okay. Any bonus for being super angry?
No, you are super angry, hence you are resisting.
Oh, damn.
Okay. What they're saying is persuasive. It doesn't mean that you have to stop being angry. You can still be angry all you like. But you realize they may have a point. That's all you have to take in.
Can I hear the actual point in character?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you
right?
did.
Right.
You did.
Kill the target before you aid your allies. Always eliminate the biggest threat before you help your allies. You have to do that every time. Especially with an elder. I then, if I see that he's like kind of stopping, I don't want to turn to Ivan and I'm going to say, Ivan, you are my priest and I respect you utmost, and this is your chapel in your house. But can you please excuse us for a moment? There's something I'd like to say to Isaac.
Looks down at Sebastian. Walks out the door.
I kick him. No. So I want to turn to Isaac.
So we can't confirm that Roxy's not in here, but do we clear everyone else out?
Accurate.
Gianna's not even in there.
Okay, Gianna's okay. Just make.
So I have 2 questions. One, Roxy, are you still in there, or did you leave?
No, I did leave.
Okay. And then 2, Isaac. So do you understand what their point is?
Yeah, I think that he already, the things he like knows he should do, he often doesn't do in the heat of battle anyway, and his vinculum might get in the way of implementing what they have told him in the future, but he'll try now. He agrees and he's like, I'll try.
Okay. And what I want to make clear, a role does not negate role play, okay? So if like you can still be pissed, you can still be justifiably pissed. You can even if your character realizes that other people are right, you can still choose to just be like, but fuck it, because I wouldn't do that, right? Like that's fine. That's fine. Does that make sense?
I think he's just kind of essentially abandoning, like saying, okay, fine, whatever, but he's still in no way backing down on how angry he is specifically at Roxy.
Yeah. Yep.
Fair.
All right. So I will step out of the way.
Isaac, I know who you are, and you know who I am. We knew each other from before. Do you remember?
Yeah. I gave you jobs.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You were a bit different. I think we both were back then, but not entirely different. But I see that you've changed a lot in this environment among the Sabbat. You've become... You have immense potential. More potential than I do.
More potential than I think anyone, aside from maybe Ivan, because of his spooky, gross powers. But aside from everyone else here, you have the most potential to do the most damage. You are most like the sword than any of us amongst our pack. Do you understand? The things that I saw you do, the way you tore those bodies to pieces, that's incredible. Akin to what I've seen werewolves do. It's terrifying, and it's powerful, and it's potent. You could have been you could have been anything with all of this power. Why did you choose Sabbat?
Because when I was alive and when I died, I was no one.
Can you speak up a little? I can't.
Sorry. When I was alive and after I was turned, I was no one. I was to be used as a tool since I was born. And the Sabbat for once respected me.
When Roxy left you staked, did you feel used? Like a tool?
I did what I was supposed to. Saved her life. And then was cast aside.
All right. Roxy is a survivalist. You can tell by the way that she moves, the way that she watches everyone. She thinks of herself first. There's nothing wrong with that. It's how you live. It's how you survive. But her brutality and her ferocity match yours on a spiritual level. Not a physical level, but a spiritual level. And in a way, mine, but I am not as, I think, potent as either of you do. You are not a tool. Perhaps you are unconsequential to her, but you cannot blame her for that. She's a survivalist. However, do know, if it brings you any comfort, that you are not a tool to me. I do not believe you are a tool to Ivan, and I do not believe you are just a tool to Gianna. Gianna does seem to care about all of us in a way that she cares about what we think, if we survive or not. Thinks of this as a team. Ivan, I'm not totally sure. Ivan has a weird head full of space or something. I don't know. Jury's out on that one. But Roxy is always going to think of herself first. But there is a reliability in that. This can hurt you, sure. This can make you mad, sure. This can throw you off your game, sure. But I've been used as a tool my entire life as well. I'm a soldier, that's all we are. We're just meat, boots on the ground, bullet sponges, that's it. But instead of getting mad at my superiors, I got mad at my enemy. I took all my wrath and hate on them. And you, with all that potential, and all that hate, and all that fire, and all that strength, if you pointed in the right direction, well, I believe the sword will penetrate the Camarilla no problem, or whoever the fuck gets in our way. Because at this point, I don't know, this city is such a fuck up I can't even tell. But either way, I know that you're gonna cut through it. Or we all are, but we need you with us. I will not let you die. Some of the others may, I don't know, but I will not.
All right. I need to speak with Ivan briefly then.
Okay, goodbye.
And I leave.
Okay.
I step over Sebastian.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
So,
Time.
basically, in simplest terms, my question to Ivan is, what are my obligations to Roxy since she is in the pack? What is what I'm required to do by the rules of the Sabbat? Because I will do nothing more.
That vinculum going down.
You're asking Ivan that when he comes back in?
Yes.
First thing you do is he's going to also go back to surgery on Sebastian, left in the middle of it, but that's fine.
Yeah, I'm entirely ignoring that you're busy right now.
Let me see. I mean, that is questionable. I see nothing wrong with what Roxy did. There was an elder, the elder was killed, you were saved. Ultimately, everything is fine. I am confused, however. We had a long discussion, all of us, about what we would do in the event of capture. And it was, we die. And yet, you all came for me.
Gianna ordered it.
No one spoke up against it? No one?
I believe I mentioned it, but the conversation was put down. Gianna ordered it.
Then there is perhaps also your answer. What you were ordered to do. And the best thing we can do is we continue to work as a unit. Trust is helpful, but not necessary. We are here for a job. We will complete this job, one way or another. Complete the job. It is as simple as that. In the most effective, efficient, brutal way possible. Does that answer your question?
I suppose. I will retire, I suppose. And I'll just kind of wait around in case anything else needs to happen before the end of this evening, but I'm done, basically.
Okay.
Deanna going to the
However,
phone call.
Ivan would want to mention one more thing. However, getting staked so many times is frustrating. I will fix this deficiency later.
Shogun, I think you're muted.
Am I?
Oh.
Not now. You're
Okay.
good.
I don't know if you said anything to what Ivan said.
I said please.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
didn't hear that.
Yeah, we didn't hear
Please do.
it. Yeah.
Surgery on Sebastian is going okay. It doesn't look like so. The problem is that he is covered in smaller injuries. His shoulder is an interesting one. Whatever flesh gunk composite he managed to concoct and shove into his shoulder, it's little better than filling the hole with a big ass fleshy band-aid. It did not fix the problem so much as temporarily pause the problem. So his shoulder does need a fair amount of reconstruction. However,
I have a giant thing of flesh right here. I
Yeah.
got plenty of material.
Yeah. However, the rest of him was damaged by concussive force, and that's much more difficult to find the source of, like where the actual trauma is and fix it. So what I'm gonna need from you is a intelligence and medicine, and yes, your surgery specialty does apply. But I'm gonna tell you now, it's of a higher difficulty than normal.
Ooh.
What?
Like-
Willpower roll.
Yeah, you're probably gonna
I'm
want to
do
spend.
that.
Yeah. Okay. So you're able to find there are actually several points where he's having some real trouble. You locate a couple of larger arteries that had holes that needed to be patched more permanently than what had already been done. But the bigger problem, well, not bigger problem, he's not going to die from this, but he definitely got a concussion. And you don't have, with vicissitude, a particularly good way of fixing that, actually. He's just going to need time, primarily. Unless Ivan / Jack has a thought in mind.
I think so. Well, no. Let's see. So right now it's brain swelling and things like that's the problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, just release some of the pressure then.
Okay. Slightly enlarge the skull for a little while.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sebastian's definitely going to be unconscious for a while. But as far as you can tell, you've fixed most of the problem. I'm going to let your surgery roll ride as far as like fixing his head. So like he's not in any immediate danger now. He just needs recuperation. Blood helps.
Yeah, feed some blood.
All right. Okay. So that's Sebastian. That's Ivan. Roxy, where did you go after walking out of the room?
Probably just back to my room. It's. Are we ending the night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's ending her night.
By the way, what'd you spend the sweet Diablery XP on?
I bought Auspex so that I can see my own kind.
Nice. Okay.
We learned our lesson.
We
That was
need to
fucking
see
awful.
the invisible things, because this was bad.
And then
It is
Gianna,
fucking kryptonite. Jesus.
what are you doing?
Well, I would now have a way to contact my ghoul. Chet.
Yeah, how do you contact him? I mean, you can just call him.
Yeah, I go to the lobby and use the phone.
Oh, okay, all right. Let me see. It just rings, actually. It's like 5:30 in the morning. Yeah, his phone just
He's
rings.
a business executive. Surely he gets up early.
No, surely not at this time.
No, the opposite.
Yeah, the concept of like type A workaholics was not nearly as common at this time as it was later. That really rose more to prominence in the late 70s to 80s.
Fine, I guess tomorrow night, first thing, I'm going to call him since he's a lazy fuck.
He's rich. He's used to being rich and doing rich guy
Yeah,
things.
well, he's going to get used to answering the phone when I call him.
Okay.
If we take the city, can we just kill him later?
Probably.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
a
yeah.
scumbag.
There's
Gianna
nothing-
just
thrown from
wants
a
to
plane.
use him, that's all. Unlike Isaac, Chet's a tool.
Hey.
All right. So you guys sleep, and then you wake up, and then I want rouse checks. Huh?
Gianna did drain the cop, right?
Yeah, that was my
Yeah.
understanding.
Okay.
Sure.
So we automatically wake up with one hunger.
Yep.
And then now I'm going to rouse. That's why I was double checking. I'm always hungry.
I made my 3 rouse checks for recovering ag damage
Yes.
last.
Yeah, can I do that now?
Oh yeah. How much ag do you have on you?
2 ag.
Okay, so you can heal 1.
I have hold on, let me look at my details. Oh no, that's mend. I can mend 2 points of superficial. I don't think it has
Yeah.
anything to do with ag.
Nope.
With sleeping, do
Alright.
we just automatically heal superficial? Or is that a blood thing?
It's a blood thing.
Okay.
You make a rouse check and you heal. Is it 2 or 3?
And I gained a
Depends on
hunger.
your potence.
That's
Or
right.
your
All right.
blood
I am
potion.
at
Yeah.
400.
Yeah.
I am going to eat all of the all of the body that was given to me by Ming, because I am at fucking 4 hunger right now.
Okay.
So now you're down to 1.
There you go.
Accurate. Okay.
Good boy.
Yeah. For whatever reason, you think that you actually got pieces parts from multiple people, because eating all of it does not bring you to 0, but instead just to 1.
It's all just kept hooked up into this body.
Yeah. Well, remember they give you like a cube of Tetris together parts. So
Sloppy.
Delicious.
Convenient. Think like
I don't like that I'm eating meatloaf now. Move this way.
think like Tyson chicken, you know.
Oh, I love that stuff. It's good stuff.
All right, that's a way now.
Well, as long as I'm not about to. All right, so that only heals 1.
That gets
Do
the
I-
horror warning.
Do I do 3 more to try to heal the other one, or do I have to wait till tomorrow?
You have to wait till tomorrow.
Okay. Collect a few ag between now and then. All right. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
So the Monomacy is tonight, right?
Oh yeah, and you guys are supposed to head out there pretty early. You're supposed to meet them essentially in the middle of the desert outside the city.
Okay.
Well, then
I'm
we're going to
going
prepare.
Yep.
Quickly, it's not difficult to craft a steak,
And
right?
it's not really desert; it's more like scrub. But yeah.
Break
Anyway,
a chair leg.
Yeah, right. I can just basically make a steak as long as I have like 5 minutes to prep it, right?
oh yeah, steak is
Okay,
So
I'm
steak
coming
is.
with 6 steaks.
There we go. I've been waiting for this.
I usually have 4 on me.
Yeah.
So let's do this.
I'm actually gonna put on the jacket that Gianna has because it has pockets.
Has
Worth-
pockets.
My bloody hobo jacket also has
Okay.
pockets.
Okay,
This dress
Ivan.
that Portia am wearing actually has pockets too. So
Nice.
Ivan, we do not trust the right hand one bit. Perhaps now, to guard our hearts, we should do something. Perhaps now is the time.
I'm enjoying the very long cattail.
What are you talking about? This is a meatsy here. It's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like to think that it's actually just part of Ivan.
Suddenly,
Ivan's curious.
Yes.
Yes, is there a way to protect our hearts?
we are going to go prepared this time. And we are not leaving until they all die. Are we in agreement?
I am so down with killing the absolute shit out of them. But
Mm.
listen,
Are we
I don't know if you
feigning going along with the Monomacy first, though?
Oh, we go along with the Monomacy. The moment it's over, we are no longer in breach of Monomacy.
I don't know
Understood?
if you,
Are we all supposed to be there?
Oh,
If
yes.
one of us is okay.
My question.
No, I don't know if you have to be visible the whole time, Roxy.
The rules of Monomacy
Yes.
prevent outside members from interfering with the fight.
Correct.
So we can start killing them before the Monomacy is over. We just can't interfere with the fight.
No.
No?
Wait for it to be over.
Okay.
And then strike.
What preparation do we need to make?
Let us quickly get to the hospital. We will need lots of blood.
Okay. Quickly, let's take the nicer car.
Yeah,
The only
the
Sebastian,
one
damage-
you ripped the side mirror off of.
Sebastian is conscious and moving around a little, but he's not up for. He can't go anywhere yet. He's not to that point. Like,
Eddie, did you tell us about your friend?
that's what I was about to say is, listen, I don't know if any of you guys know who Conrad Heller is, but he is apparently that nasty woman who came last time told us about their ductus, who is Conrad Heller. I know this man.
I have history with this man. He does not like me. Not totally sure why.
You know Conrad Heller.
For what it's worth, Eddie, you don't care for him either.
Yeah, not a biggest fan of him. He is Zamisi. He is powerful. He likes to fight lions for fun with his bare hands. So if that gives you any indication of what kind of thing we're dealing with, which means Isaac, when you go up against him, you need to be super fucking careful because he can twist your face off if he wants to. He can also just twist your face off without using Zamisi power. So when we fight him, my suggestion is to keep distance, set his ass on fire as much as possible. Maybe blind him if we can, but I don't know if he's like grown other eyes on his chest or something, because I don't know what you guys can do.
Eddie.
Easy enough to do.
You know Conrad Heller.
Yes.
From where?
Past dealings. He's a very similar job that I have, which is we set into an area, we take care of issues, we leave the area. We kill, and that's what he does.
Interesting.
Yes, but he's more powerful than I am.
Then potentially all of you, it's unlikely, but watch for the potential of another Lasombra.
Perhaps Missy.
No, not Missy. Her name would be Marie.
Okay.
I
assisted my sire in embracing her in our way. She turned against us and went with Conrad. I don't know where she is, but be aware of it.
This is someone else who can do shadow stuff?
Yes. She is of my clan.
Well, we do know that these get rid of shadow stuff, and I hold up one of the nitro grenades.
Yes,
sloshing around next to my head.
Yes, along with the Molotovs, it makes it less effective. So try to keep the fire away from me as well, but definitely throw it.
In that case, I'm gonna bring one of those flashlights with us. I know it can't do that sun stuff, but it could like just shine away the
maybe
stuff potentially.
It need to be much stronger. For instance, I can't do anything under stage lights.
Oh, interesting. Maybe keep the headlights on the car. We have a cop car. We can just keep the whoop whoops on. Did they have whoop whoops back then?
They had gumballs, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they were like weaker whoop whoops, right? Nah.
Oh, this would be really weak.
They didn't have spotlights or anything.
No, they did have they did have the side mounted spotlights, I believe, although not as strong as.
So is there
now.
anything important we need to do before we get to the hospital?
I just want to make sure I have another bag if Gianna doesn't mind.
Gianna will give you a bag.
Okay.
This one would be like a combination of like reds and golds. It's got fringe on the bottom this time.
Fancy.
Gianna's a fancy bitch.
All right.
And it sounds like we need to cut off the head of Heller before we kill the rest of the pack. I take the tubers. Everyone pile on Conrad, and then the rest.
Okay, I don't think he's going to go down as easy as you think he's going to go down, but
no, I don't.
My suggestion is to not dogpile on him and stay the fuck away from him and just keep shooting him and lighting him on fire. But I will follow your orders.
You're the combat expert, Eddie.
My suggestion is not to touch him at all. Never.
Did you mention your Malwa or whatever yet?
Did I mention him in the last game? I called him.
Yeah, okay, but we don't.
Have you done it here?
Has he arrived here? I told him where this hotel was.
Oh, you told him where the hotel was?
Yes, back.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You did. So yeah, he's actually in a room.
Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Actually, I have something for this. Excuse me. And I'm gonna go to Artem's room.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Well, to be fair, I don't know that he would have told you that he had a room, but you see him. That's fine. You figure it out. That's fine.
We see him at the continental breakfast.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Artem.
Yes. Hi.
Is that you? Are you eating the waffles?
If that's what you want to call it.
How you doing?
Fine. You look like hell.
Yes. Oh God, I am soaked in blood. Yeah. Artem,
This is my pack. This is Artem.
Yeah, you guys moved pretty well last night. I hope you don't mind. I took out a couple that were on the roofs.
That's what I figured you were doing.
I appreciate
Exactly how many?
Exactly how many? I don't know. They're, sneaky. I might have just shot the same guy 5 times, but I shot 5 things, and every time I shot a thing, I couldn't see it anymore. So...
Okay, I'm gonna just put 5 Nosferatu down.
NASA are particularly tricky for us.
It's a generous reading of that, but that's fine.
Artem, we are going out to the desert. We are going to face another group of Sabbat who have wronged us, who have attempted to kill us, and we are going to eradicate them.
Ah.
We are going under the guise of a Monomacy, and when the Monomacy goes well, we are going to... that's the plan, right? Let you kill Hubris, and then...
Yes.
And okay. Once the Monomacy ends, we eradicate all of them.
Why are you taking them all out?
Because they're going to try to kill us.
What if they don't?
We're not going to take
They
that.
already have tried.
When?
They kidnapped one of our own and put him on some sort of torturous game show.
Who?
Me.
I don't know, one of them.
Well, who's doing the Monomacy?
I am.
Well, then isn't the Monomacy supposed to settle it?
We don't trust that.
Ivan.
Yeah, Ivan is having a moment of,
So let's approach it this way then. If they, in any way, break the Monomacy or attack us, they're gone. If not,
It's
maybe we'll
over.
walk away for now. For now.
Look, Eddie, I owe you a lot. I'll go wherever you want. I'll shoot whoever you tell me to shoot. But, you taught me that, if there's an easier way out of it, apex predators stay alive because they expend less energy. Lions take naps,
Right.
This just seems like jogging.
I just see them as a threat, Artem. But I do see your point. I just don't see letting them live going well for us.
perhaps we don't attack all at once and pick them off like they attempted to do for me. A later problem to handle.
So you think go through with the Monomacy now, they're one short, and then leave them be, see if they try anything smart?
Exactly.
And
The
if
problem
they
is
go in and
they
attack
have
us, we're
Conrad.
ready.
The problem is they have Conrad Heller with them. Artem, you remember Conrad?
Yeah.
That's kind of my issue. Is that guy really trustworthy enough to work side by side in a city with us and not try to take us out?
If you're not his contracted target, I don't know that he gives a shit about whether you live or die.
It's a competition, though.
Yeah, but
Then
Conrad's the kind of guy who doesn't win by tripping the guy next to him. He's the kind of guy who wins by tearing the head off of the thing he's supposed to tear the head off of.
This is true.
He follows this whole like Teutonic knightly thing. He thinks that there's a code of honor amongst warriors. Granted, that doesn't mean that he won't, rape and pillage whatever he can get to, because I've seen him do that too. But that's, I guess he thinks it's like to the victor go the spoils or whatever.
Yeah.
Question.
So
When they came back to, like, out of character question, when they came back with, here are our terms, and Ivan sent his terms, did they agree to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember? They said, fine.
Yeah, Ivan is going
let
to
him
have a
do it.
moment of,
Well, no, because we brought terms.
hubris is a gift. Well, in a manner of speaking. They are
Hubris is
throwing
sacrifice.
hubris to the wolves. This is perfect. We will just, I will kill hubris, and then we will move on with our lives. Fun lives.
We have other things tonight. We still should prepare for them.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Then
to the hospital.
Yes.
Then Artem,
Yeah.
I would like you to still come with us and watch our back, just in case.
Sure. Usual priority list. Someone is up behind you, shoot them first. Someone's up behind someone else, shoot them.
Yep. Someone looks like they're about to be staked.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just gonna let you know, though. I mean, I owe you my life and all, but if someone comes after me, I'm out.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Stay alive, brother. And I just fist bumped him.
Yeah, it's about the only thing I'm good at.
What?
Stop eating my waffles.
Yeah.
You puke them up anyway. I don't know why you're eating those.
I put the strawberry sauce on it. Makes it look like blood.
That's not all right. Well, say, but that's fine.
That's Malkavian for you.
All right. So you guys go to the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. You're at the hospital.
Are we in like a back room or something? Like
You're wherever
Well,
you want to
before
be
we
in the
go,
hospital.
Ivan is going to tell Sebastian. Sebastian,
Yes, master.
find 2 new employees.
Why is my head bigger?
We will address that later.
Got smarter.
My brain is larger. Yes.
Yes.
2 new employees?
Yes, for here.
Okay, can do.
Make them as trustworthy as you. Make sure.
Make them as trustworthy? Or...
Fine. Use whatever contacts you have. Find people like you.
Will
who are
do.
first arrived.
I have many cousins.
people with no prospects. What you looking for?
Yes. I want tons of Sebastians. Hello.
And we're just gonna be Sebastian 1.
Well, no, that's a good moment of. You have many cousins, you say.
Yes, master.
They will be very useful to you. And just leave.
Okay. Sebastian, not totally certain how to take that, but he appreciates any contact and words of wisdom from his master. And after you leave, we'll hop on the phone. Okay. So you're at the hospital in whatever room Ivan would like for you to be in. Ivan, for what it's worth, I mean, you could even order the hospital to be evacuated if you really wanted to. Not to say that.
I mean, the whole staff is under his control at this point.
Right. Exactly.
But they see us walking around and they're just like, don't look. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah. Like, you guys walk in and suddenly the floor is very interesting to everyone.
No, we're going to one of the
It's like we're
operating rooms.
Nosferatu or something. Like,
Well, we used to make jokes, actually, back in the day that potence could be used to emulate any other discipline. Right?
Yep.
You could use potence to emulate dominate. You could use potence to emulate obfuscate. You don't fucking see me, and if you think you do, I'll hit you. You know?
And you punch a wall to demonstrate how you would hit them.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so you guys are good to go as far as that's concerned. So, Ivan, what are you thinking?
Let's see. It's time to, get into the operating room, and first things first.
okay.
Cracks a bunch of bones. Go ahead.
Hey, Ivan.
Yes.
I have an idea for you. We have to be infected with it anyways. Isn't this the perfect time?
Sorry, what was that again?
We have to be infected with TB for our other plan.
I'm hearing some major mic noise from someone.
Hold on.
I
Will
know.
it stay in our system long enough through the Monomacy and everything? Like, won't our
It stays for like a couple days, right? Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was for a couple of days.
Yeah, so
We're going to be drinking lots and lots of blood for this process. So,
Okay,
basically, here's the way this is gonna generally work: is whatever blood you have that's infected, that's gonna be the last stuff you take in, and then the first stuff you expel. or sorry, and thus the last stuff you expelled. I apologize. Last in, last out. So if you are empty stomached and you start with the TB blood, then you have TB until you spend even 1 or 2 rouse checks. But if you are nearly full and you top it off with the TB blood, then it's going to be in there until you get through all of it.
I'm full.
But like that's ahead of it, and then does that make sense?
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna work out. I have 2 hunger. This is gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I have 2 hunger as well.
Okay, so Ivan, are you willing to take the penalty for permanence? Because I am.
Wait, hold on a second. What?
I think he's asking about a heart cage.
Oh yeah.
Well, like
tonight might not be the night for that right before a big fight.
Okay, that's fine.
Afterwards, that would be just fine. But yes, that's something we can address.
Who wants my draft of toughness?
I think we should go with the nicknames we came up with. I think it should be like.
Who wants my flagon of fortitude?
Flagon of fortitude.
Yes. Flagon of fortitude. What was it? Sip of celerity and a pint of potence.
Now listen. If this
those
starts
are all
making,
better than draft.
If this starts making me hungry, you guys have to fucking stop, because otherwise I'm gonna eat one of you. You understand? We don't have. I ate that body. I don't know if there's anything left. So we don't have anything to stave me over unless we go hunt a vamp.
You do have 2 werewolf arms to eat.
They're at home.
They're at home. Yeah, but you have those for later.
For what it's worth, don't forget that the werewolf blood does give you a bit of a hop up. You think like it's like PCP for vampires.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, could you have brought some of that with you? That'd be really useful.
Yeah. Okay. I brought the hands. I know I cut his hands off.
All right, bam, we have hands.
Okay.
Those are
So
for me.
basically, Ivan, just tell me what you do.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, Ivan is going to, there's plenty of
Warning.
around here. Do you want me to make rouse checks? Because there's plenty of blood to replenish. But that's entirely up to Zed.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Do you want me to make rouse checks or just skill checks? 'Cause there's a lot of blood.
So yeah, I mean, there's enough blood that you can reasonably top off as long as you're paying attention to when you give yourself tuberculosis. I'm fine with you just making your skill checks.
Cool. All right.
Good call, Shogun.
So let's see.
Score
He
warning.
is first activating. So the first things first. Ivan is going to work on himself. So you'll get to watch Ivan just like more or less. Right. Is the gore warning up yet?
Yeah.
Good.
Gore warning.
Yeah. So just a quick. I'll just give my little aside.
Mhm.
This is a game of horror and gore, in case you couldn't figure that out. I think most of you guys who are in the chat already are aware, but just to make sure, sometimes some kooky shit happens. If you're anti-kooky shit, that's perfectly fine. It's an okay, acceptable way to be. I will let you know that the Camarilla game typically has much less of that and is on the same channel on Wednesdays, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. I used to also include the Anarch game in the safer category, but that has become less true. So,
Oh, red cap.
Redcap, you so murdery.
yeah. Although the Anarch game is on Tuesdays over at Soulbear RPG at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, all right, Ivan, go. Thank you very
Okay,
much,
so
Zombie
Ivan-
Elvis.
Thank you.
Hey.
So Ivan, basically, you get to watch as Ivan more or less like unzips his skin and steps out of it.
Okay.
Oh.
So other than that,
Dem bones, some easy bones.
And so just like leaving the skin suit on the floor, begins to go to work on bulking up muscles and building out bone structure and just turning themselves into less of like their sleek normal self and into a bit more bulky and just a series of very, very angry muscles and bone growths and things like that.
Something I want to point out to you is that the entire process, as you're doing this, you are in constant and terrifying pain.
And singing.
And singing. I do want you to give me...
In Russian.
Give me a willpower and resolve test on this.
And...
This is he's doing this to himself?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Eddie walks out of the room and starts reading a magazine.
You are free to continue.
Just singing hymns in Russian. Quietly and just continuing to work.
Fucking Vitruvian man over here.
And then once that's all done, just, steps back into the flesh suit and make sure it's nice and snug.
It's like one of those hoodies.
Who's next?
The pullover, the mask. That's awesome. Okay. Do you want to make your...
medicine.
Yeah, I was going to say, make your check now.
Cool.
Nice.
Lordy. All right, and then and remember that we did alter it so it's a little less strong than it was the last time we went through this whole process, because that was
I have accounted for this.
Okay. All right. So yeah, who's next?
Well, are we all getting beefed up for this?
Oh yes.
If we're just okay.
Yeah, because we already know we have another plan for tonight from your interrogation.
Do Roxy and Gianna, because they are the squishiest.
Gianna wants to have health levels again because she does not want to die.
There you go.
So yeah, Gianna will step up.
Do it while your tank is full.
Yup. And Ivan will proceed to more or less not the same kind of thing, but just pad what needs padded and just get everyone handled. So you can put 3 points into your health, Gianna.
Thank you.
I mean, I turned my back and I got steak, so I would also like to avoid this.
3 to Roxy. You can put that into either health levels or brawl.
Yeah.
Or split between, however. You have 3 points to spend between the two.
Ooh.
Eddie.
What?
Same thing.
3 points in health or whatever?
Yeah, between health or brawl.
I'm going to do health. My brawl.
If I put them in brawl, I technically have 5 points in brawl.
And same, but yeah, you can do that.
Yep.
Okay.
And same for Isaac.
I'm going to put them in brawl.
I can become a gigantic punching machine? Sure, I'll be a punching machine.
Digging these consistent rolls, too.
Just really want to kill that
right. I totally should have
really want to kill him.
But this is fine.
Okay.
Let's see.
Anybody that Ivan doesn't finish, Gianna would like to finish so that she is at hunger 0. Like if Ivan takes some blood from somebody and they're not dead yet, Gianna would like that.
Fine. We've got plenty.
Because I need my TP.
That's up to Ivan as to whether or not he's willing to lose a patient for this.
We will be doing that later. Right now, we need to. Let's see. We need.
She at least takes 1 then. Because I don't want to be at 2. That seems dumb.
And something unusual that you will all notice about Ivan is normally Ivan, is very reserved and especially of movement and things like that. Ivan seems a little manic-ish. Like you're seeing a tiny bit of emotion, maybe. Just a little bit.
Other than smarminess?
Yes.
That toughness, Eddie.
Yes.
That would be a
don't
good
need
idea
that.
for me tonight.
You know. Oh.
And Isaac.
So what do I add for that? Because I don't
It
remember.
is draft of endurance. Drinking a rouse check's worth of blood directly from the user gives the drinker with temporary fortitude equal to half, so you get 2 fortitude, and you gain my powers up to.
Okay, so I need to add fortitude into my discipline list is what I need to do.
Yes, and the powers that you get, I can tell you right now, for
Yep.
anybody who drinks of me will get unswayable mind and toughness.
So
What does
mind?
toughness do?
Unswayable mind and toughness.
Toughness is
Toughness, subtract fortitude, to subtract your fortitude from all superficial damage that you get.
But it's like prowess, where you have to preemptively activate it to and then it lasts for a scene.
It lasts for a whole scene.
Yeah.
it's a
Okay.
rouse-
Or you can do it as a reaction, but you have to roll to do it fast enough.
Yes.
Okay. And the roll for unswayable mind
It
is
is free.
like if you had to roll it.
Oh. The user adds their dots as their damage resist limit. Nope. You don't.
No roll?
Add your
Okay.
fortitude to
Yeah.
resist mental checks.
It adds
Okay.
Nice.
add the dots and fortitude as extra dice in any roll
Yeah.
made to resist any mind shit, any brain shit.
Yeah, there
Also
isn't
just-
anything you actually roll for it. It's just an always-on benefit.
Yeah.
Can I
That was
also have a
Ivan
little bit of that?
activating the spoil really quick.
It also works against.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. It also works against supernatural things like dominate and presence.
Cool.
After last ordeal, I'm down to 1 willpower, so that would be
Yep.
helpful for me.
So
Well, also,
Eddie needs to roll rouse.
and Isaac.
Oh, do I roll rouse checks?
Get one of those potence potions for Ivan, please.
Okay. You can.
Um,
you have to drink
Gianna
it
would-
now, but that's yeah.
Diana would like that too because I only have potence 1. You have prowess, right?
I do.
Okay, so temporary prowess.
Okay, so I'm at 2. So you gain lethal body and prowess, and your fortitude. Your potence sits at 2.
Do you have potence 2 or 4 or 5?
5, but it rounds down, unfortunately, as I was
Yeah.
told last. Is that correct?
Oh,
Yeah.
it goes down now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
you can never get more than level 2 from the various borrow my disciplines abilities.
Cool. All right. So what does that give me exactly? Lethal body does.
You deal aggravated damage to mortals with your bare
Hold
hand.
on.
Oh,
Here's the display of
Always
lethal
passive.
body. Here's the
Thank
display
you.
of prowess.
And so prowess is activate, and then for a scene, you get your potence added to unarmed damage, or half your potence added to melee damage. So it makes it easier to stake people a little bit.
So if I was rolling 2 brawl, 2 strength, that would be 4 dice plus 1 or 2.
You don't add prowess to your roll; you add it to damage.
It's your
Yeah.
damage. So you'd have plus
Got
2.
it. So as soon as you make the hit, it starts adding stuff in.
Yep.
Got
So
it.
Every time I punch someone, my prowess adds 5 to the damage.
So it will add 2 to my damage.
It'll add 2 to your
Correct.
damage if it's unarmed, 1 if it's melee. So if it's a stake or something, it's 1.
Oh, it'll be unarmed.
Because somehow it does less if you have a better weapon. Let's not think about it too much.
Obviously.
Cool.
Yeah.
Here we
No,
go.
we're not. We're ignoring it.
And then,
Okay.
yeah, now that this utter horror show is over, let's go to the desert.
Just quick recap. What is all the stuff you did to me?
You got the buff, so you can have up to 3 health levels or brawl dice.
Yes.
A brawl.
And
But your brawl
pick whichever
cannot
direction you wanna go.
exceed the maximum.
Yeah.
Oh.
Never exceeds
Okay.
the maximum.
Whatever your maximum
It never
is.
reaches the maximum. That's what's
So like put your brawl at 5 and then anything that's left put into health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Do it.
Yeah,
No
sorry.
arcade? Or
No, put your
So
brawl
you
at
have
4.
lower generation, and then you
No,
can exceed it, but that's not a problem right now.
No, you put your brawl at 4, right? It never is supposed to go to 5. Wasn't that like
I
a thing?
thought it can.
Really?
No, it can go to 5. It
Okay,
can't.
cool.
It can't go above 4 at like character creation.
Well, then I'm gonna go ahead and put mine.
Cool. Because mine is already at 4, so
Yeah, same here.
I have
yeah.
to put some
Yeah,
into.
Gianna just wants to not die.
Wonderful.
The heart cage was a no-go because permanence is
Aggravated damage.
permanence is costly and
For good reason.
would make you worse at the combat this evening. It's something you want to do
Yeah.
when you
When
aren't.
you're not getting ready to fight somebody.
Yeah.
We hopefully won't have to deal with stakes today if they keep up their end of the bargain.
And
And
fortune
then-
adds to your health levels, correct?
What's that?
Fortitude adds to health levels.
No.
Only if you get higher.
Only if you get the right power.
That's a power,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I do not have
it's
those
a
powers.
different power than what
I
was taken.
chose toughness and unswayable mind.
Did anybody have that power?
Nope.
All right.
Well, all right. That's whatever. Ugh.
Eddie, do you feel willing to give me the fortitude thing?
Gobble me.
Okay.
Put it up.
That, and then so now my fortitude is at 2, which increases my health again.
It's-
Because I do have that power.
While I'm giving blood, I'm reading a Lifetime magazine.
No, the way the draft works is if you take the draft from him, you are temporarily substituting your powers for his. So if you already have fortitude
Oh, I see.
and you drink from him, you don't keep the level 1 that you had. You use his level 1 and his level 2. So it wouldn't add additional to your health levels.
It would take health away, actually.
Yeah.
So do you
That
still want
is
it? Do you want
very-
unswayable
Yes.
mind?
So
No,
maybe
I'm not doing that then.
don't
'cause that's
do that.
really stupid.
Okay.
That literally that's really bad.
It's
for me.
it's meant to keep people from like, I'll take all of these powers and you take all of those powers and then we always share and then we always have both.
Like that
Can I give up
stupid hive
having
mind
his level
brother.
one? Can I just keep my level 1 and not use his level 1?
At least not the way it was written. I'm comfortable keeping it that way for now. I can always re-examine it, but I think it's fine the way it is at the moment.
Okay.
And verify you have lethal body prowess.
Everyone
Or
mute your-
Isaac, you have lethal body prowess.
Yes, I do.
Hey,
Okay.
just double checking that mine lined up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go to the desert.
Do this.
Let's go.
Woo!
We did
Okay.
all the things.
Do we want to arrive in the cop car for this one?
You would have to go
With the
back
belt?
and switch cars.
Nah.
Oh, I thought it was the right direction anyway. Okay, so we show up in the fancy car that only has a little bit of blood on it from because it was in the alley where the combat happened,
Nice.
and is missing a side mirror.
It's just gonna have a lot of dust now.
In the car, I want to offer one of the werewolf hands to Ivan. You wanna Gogurt?
Don't do it yet.
Oh, well, good point.
Get out of all of them.
Or can I just have a handful of the meat, like just stick in my pocket?
Hmm?
Can I have a handful of the meat?
I'm sorry. Can you have a what?
I
I
disown
bite
all of
Eddie's
you.
throat out.
Yeah, I
Oh,
reach.
that's a great idea. You know what?
I just rip out like a
Maybe
chunk of
take
his
that
hand.
bit of meat.
So this is turning into a werewolf glove slowly. We're just pulling the meat out. It's just the bones and the skin.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm just gonna have some of that in my pocket so that I can
Thanks, Jerry.
bite on it.
What
I
were you
got a
saying?
question for
Yeah.
you, Zed.
Yeah.
Would Ivan be able to wrap the bloody bit of, actually just like wrap up some blood of werewolf in a flesh pocket?
Oh Jesus God!
And just have it inside of him, ready to go.
You got
Like a heroin balloon.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna.
Our ST knows us so well.
Can you have like a
Damn it.
sack of it, like on your neck, like a frog,
Yeah.
just ready to.
You have to make the rouse check. You have to do the medicine check. But yeah, I'm fine with that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing. Okay, cool.
Samisi make the best drug mules.
You basically have like an adrenaline shot just like in you. Like
Yes.
If you give it to someone else, you can prevent them from doing mental powers if they succumb to the frenzy.
In the car, I tell to Ivan,
Yes.
I know that we are here to ensure that this goes smoothly and to ensure that we just see the Monomacy through by the rules of the Sabbat. But I will not let you die.
The thing you should worry most about, if for some reason I lose control, run.
From you? I'll keep that in mind.
I'm so excited. And I
We
just
all can't hide it.
All right. So,
He's like, but he's so silly.
oh, I swear to God, you guys finally get there. We're like, we're gonna streamline.
Wait, I gotta
so
turn
that-
around. Zed, I
fuck
gotta
you.
turn around. We gotta turn around.
We're gonna
We gotta
streamline
go
this
back.
so it doesn't.
We don't have
I
enough
will
guts.
turn this
that we
arc
wanna-
right around.
that we want to accomplish this evening. An hour and 45 minutes later, you're finally showing up.
We don't have enough guns.
This
to do
was
that.
fast for us, and that's
I know.
Fashionably late.
no. We are entirely on time. Thank you.
You guys get there, and so what you see is, you're actually you head towards, it's a campground that they've given you directions to, and it's abandoned at night. There aren't any like park rangers or anything, at least not that anyone can see. And you get in, and there are like little like wooden signs with arrows that point you through the paths pretty far into the campground, where you eventually come to what looks like sort of a parking area. And there is a fire crackling in a little recessed pit. And there are 5 people who are around the fire / sitting on a nearby picnic table. One of those heavy wooden jobbies. And as your car pulls around, a guy wearing leather chaps and a cowboy hat and a bolo tie and a button-down shirt will walk up to the car. And
Ben, you told me to remind you that the cowboy has a message for Eddie.
Yes, thank you.
Well,
Eddie is here.
Eddie will be back in a second.
Yeah.
So real fast, since I'm driving, I'll roll the
wrote it
window
down.
down. And until someone has something important to say to the cowboy, or he has something important to say, I'm just gonna continue to insult him in Spanish.
Okay. He actually.
Because I hate him.
I guess you would.
Oh yeah, sure would.
Yeah.
If literally basically once we start on this thing, the first person I saw in a cowboy hat, it could be the wrong person. I don't know. I was only given a vague description, but
Yeah.
person in a cowboy hat, I hate them right now.
Understood. So he comes up and he has a message for Eddie, and we are paused until Eddie exists. Because basically, like, he gets up to the car, and he says, "All right, y'all. You're gonna want to head up there. Conrad's waiting for you, but I got a quick word I need to have with Eddie. Let him know about something. Eddie, you there? Eddie."
Sorry, there was a really
Next
loud
year.
noise, like the whole house shook, so something happened downstairs.
Oh,
Okay. He can deliver his message to Eddie in a little bit. He says something to Eddie that seems shrouded in mystery. Yeah.
Isaac is just white knuckling the steering wheel so he doesn't rip this guy's head off.
Yeah, Gianna wouldn't go out of like eyesight of Eddie. Eddie better be in her eyesight because she won't leave him to talk
Yeah,
to the cowboy.
Eddie's around and fine, but we'll press forward in the short term. So, oh my God, there's a cat.
Sure. Oh God.
She is never a fan of the way I handle her until she's then situated in like into a spot, and then she's very much a fan. But right now it's because I have a space heater on, and so that's very interesting to her. I don't know if you can hear the purring now.
Oh.
Anyway, so okay. Oh my God, sorry, she just like latched onto my shoulder. All right, so there's the cowboy looking guy, and then as you come up, there are 4 other people. Ivan. Oh, hey, never mind. I can go backwards a little bit.
Yes.
Everything
Sorry,
okay?
guys.
Did your house explode?
Dude, something just like shook the house. I went outside. They're like cutting trees down across the street. That's
Okay.
what I think that it is.
Oh,
Or our
probably a
landlord just
really big
exploded.
branch hit the ground and it shakes it. That happened when we had our tree cut down recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird.
So
Sorry.
no, you're fine. So the cowboy looking guy walked up the car, gave everybody, or gave rather Isaac some instruction of where to go, but then he looked at you and he said, you're Eddie, right?
Yes.
I heard through the grapevine. Did you get the message about the gangrel moot?
The gangrel what?
Moot.
No.
Apparently there is one. It's going to be a couple of nights from now.
The fuck is a moot?
You don't know what a moot is?
No.
You really, like, Eddie wouldn't know that?
Eddie would know what a moot is, actually.
Evan doesn't know what the fuck a moot is.
Which is fine.
Okay.
I thought I read everything about the gangrel, but I don't. The lore in these stories are fucking deep, man.
I gotcha.
There's a
So,
lot.
It's a meeting of the gangrel.
Oh yeah.
Clan meeting.
okay,
call
that's
them
fine.
moots.
I was
They
going to
won't be
explain it, but
werewolves.
it's okay. No, it's fine. The storyteller doesn't get to say these things. It's okay.
It's our story.
Ours.
Wait,
Now let us go back home into the hospital.
We're going to go get ready for 3 more hours.
I'm gonna go buy shoes.
I'll just make shoes out of people.
Uh,
Boots with fur. The fur is hair.
I am the storyteller now.
Fur is
Uh,
already hair.
Exactly.
Right, so,
A moot.
a moot is a gangrel meeting slash. Often there are competitive aspects to it. It's not just, hey guys, it's the monthly newsletter. Let's all get around. Okay, so we're going to be using more claws and biting more things. It's usually called by someone old enough and with enough pull to expect people to show.
Would I be allowed?
Sect is not a part of it. It's clan only.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So basically,
That's cool.
here's the actual answer. If you're available on Tuesday for the Anarch game, then that's where you'll show up.
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Oh, because
I had a question. Is that like sex not mattering? Is that across like a general rule across most of those meetings for like each clan?
Many of them, not all of them.
Corridor have a problem usually.
Yeah, the Toreador, they get catty, but the
Always, but
In the bedroom.
the
That
Bruja,
doesn't mean see. Oh, wait. There
Yeah, I
are
guess
no
there won't be a
anti-terrorism
Nosferatu
meetings.
one.
yeah, the Nosferatu.
They're all dead.
Well, no, and you know that not all of them are dead.
Not all of them. Posty boys got away.
So the Bruja don't particularly care about sect. Although fights often happen, but the gangrel are being who they are. They care way less about sect. Politics is not the issue for them.
They just want to hang out, maybe fight, maybe drink, maybe just talk.
essentially, and there's
Might have a problem.
certainly going to be like they're not called for no reason. There's usually something going on that needs to be discussed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
I like it.
So that's what Cowboy tells you.
Thank you. You must be Emmett, right?
No, I'm Cowboy. Emmett's the little wispy fucker right over there.
I'm sorry. Your name is Cowboy?
Yeah, look, I didn't give myself the damn name.
I bet you didn't. I hope you didn't.
It just
Eddie's not laughing, but I am.
it just kind of stuck, all right?
Well,
Yeah.
I am sorry for that.
I'm really not. I'm pretty much over it.
Until someone brings it up.
Well,
I know there's a little thing in the back of your head. Goes off. I get it.
yeah, I tried having everyone call me Deathstalker. It didn't really take.
Did you try Craven or some other vampire name? That's a Ventrue thing. Never mind.
Yeah.
He pointed out Emmett. Can I see Emmett?
Yeah, Emmett.
I just flip him off in the distance.
I was gonna do the same thing.
You what?
Flip him off in the distance.
brothers.
Emmett is over at the picnic table, and it actually, as you guys get closer, you can see Emmett and Belmont are both chained to each other with these big fucking iron manacles, and then chained to the table. And remember, big, heavy-ass wooden table.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're chained at the wrists and at the ankles.
I'm tempted to just run them over. But...
Ivan will look over, and for the first time for all of you, you see Ivan smile.
All right, Alpargus, we're ready. Yeah.
All right.
It's not a pretty smile.
Missy.
It's the most beautiful smile.
Missy will walk up to you.
It looks like a rictus.
Yeah.
It's
the
all
most
teeth
beautiful
and.
smile.
So there's Missy, who you guys have met, Cowboy, who you've now met. There's Belmont, who Ivan has met, and who you can all tell is Belmont because he's wearing a very loud colored red plaid overcoat, like a suit jacket. And Emmett, who is fairly tall, thin, dressed similarly to Cowboy, but has a nervous, one might even say terrified look about him at the moment. And then there is a very tall, very wide man who is wearing a pair of skin-tight leather pants, motorcycle boots, no shirt, and has very long raven black hair.
Oh my god.
That Conrad Heller.
Yes.
Is that Conrad?
That is Conrad.
Himself with the moon.
Does he what?
Does he try to silhouette himself with the moon?
Yes, he does.
Yes. With the wind blowing
What
in
is
his hair.
this joke from that I'm not getting?
It's the fucking crow.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It's a little bit Crow and a little bit Danzig.
I was about to actually
Right.
say I was gonna suggest I was gonna try to look up a picture of Danzig and
Yeah.
Ugh.
He's frankly,
Wait, I
he's
got
much
it.
more Danzig than
very Danzig. The
yeah, mother. Yeah. So
Are you going to do a rebel yell? Oh wait, sorry, wrong
no,
one.
that was Billy Idol, and
I know, right?
he played a Bruja back in the first Vampire computer game that had way better music in my opinion than the second one did. But whatever.
So Bloodlines was the second one?
Yeah, Bloodlines. It was not a sequel. It was the
Oh,
second Vampire game. It was I forgot the name of it.
It was much better.
Guys,
Yeah, it was
you know,
way better.
Werewolves are better.
Music?
Can we just?
All right, shut up, you.
Sorry.
So, Missy.
Oh, I activate prowess.
Okay.
I activate prowess.
Same.
I activate
fine.
everything.
So did all of them.
I'm sure they did. That's fine.
All right. We have everything active. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
We're like cats. All of our hackles.
Yeah. Missy walks up to you, and she'll say, "All right, well, hello. Hope that we've all managed to regain our composure for the evening. Oh, look, you're wearing something special. That's very nice for you." She's speaking to Gianna there.
Ivan
Conrad
just bows silently.
has agreed to all of the terms on behalf of Belmont. Hubris is, depending upon the outcome of this Monomacy, Hubris's punishment for crimes against the pack will be determined should there be anything left of him to punish. As it stands, his current punishment is to simply be here for this fight and to agree to all of Ivan's terms. There is an additional. If you should happen to defeat Belmont, all of Belmont's possessions will become yours. We have no need of them, nor any desire to maintain them.
Like his shoes?
Like his ghoul.
Good, because I don't know what we'd do with his shoes.
Eat them.
That's dumb.
And hands isn't?
Well, hands are meat, shoes aren't.
They used to be. So.
Gross.
You're not very bright, are you? You're failing this aloft thing. You're just coming off kind of stupid. I say that out loud to her.
It's nice to know that a few of you can fight back, even if it's a bit clumsy. So, we already have the circle. Would you like to inspect? Do you have any requests to be made before we begin?
I shall inspect first. Thank you. And again, a small bow to Conrad.
Yana does none of those things.
Zombie, I'm not certain that I understand the question. What's the title for the Sabbat game? Can you clarify?
Thorns, right?
Huh?
Yeah, this is all called Crusade of Thorns, the overarching.
Oh, you're talking about the other game, right?
Not you.
Oh, different.
Okay.
Yeah. The Camarilla, Anarch, and Sabbat games tied together in this bigger world of the Crusade of Thorns.
Okay. Anyway, continue. So if you're inspecting the area, so it's a roughly, if it were squared off, it would be like a 10 by 10 space, but circled so there's no corners. The circle has been sort of dug with like a trowel, basically. So it's pretty clear where the borders are.
Did they force Emmett to dig it?
You don't know?
That'd be poetic.
That'd be so great.
Yeah. And yeah, Missy will just stand by passively while you take a look if there's anything you want to see about it. If you want to make a intelligence investigation.
Would I be able to use a ritual check instead?
To make sure it's done correctly.
Mm-hmm. Or would I just add the background to the check?
In this case, ritual plus intelligence, if that's what you're looking for.
As soon as Ivan and all them are done with that, I want to.
No way to run that. Okay.
So do int plus.
Yeah, plus bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like everything is kosher. You're not seeing anything that's out of place. It looks like so the terms that you had asked for were no weapons, correct?
Mm-hmm. Physical fight only.
Yep. And so that's what seems to be the case. I mean, you won't know more until you actually do it.
Yes.
But there doesn't seem to be anything amiss here from a ritual side of things.
Does it look like the Zamisi beefed him up at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, you wouldn't know. Ivan would know because he's seen him. And Belmont is looking bigger than normal.
Perfectly fine.
Now, Ivan.
Yes.
Slash J Cross.
Yep.
I want you to know that this is not stacked against you. This is not stacked in your favor. There's
Okay.
an opportunity for you to win, yes, but there's also an opportunity for you to die in this scene.
I'm well aware.
Okay, I just want to make that clear before we go.
Yep.
Okay, so,
And just out of game, what we discussed prior was to not help you, right?
Yes.
We let the Monomacy do its thing.
All right.
I actually want to. It can be before, after, whenever is most convenient. I want to talk to Conrad actually at some point.
So if you want, you can do it beforehand while Missy and Ivan are inspecting the grounds.
What I want to do, maybe not even talk. I want to shake his hand. I just want to kind of, as he's been described, he's an honorable fighter, like a person who follows the rules of the Sabbat, and I just want to kind of acknowledge him, shake his hand.
Okay.
Not to him.
So you walk up to Conrad. He sees you coming over. He's standing with his arms crossed across his mighty chest. He flexes a little as you come near.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have business.
Your reputation of honor has reached me. And I wish to acknowledge it. And I just hold my hand out to shake his.
Thank you, smaller man. And he will reach his hand out.
Yeah, shake his hand. That's it. I walk away.
Okay. Social interaction complete.
Box checked.
Yes. Anyone have anything else that they would like to do before we move forward?
I imagine that while we are shaking our hands, there is this one moment of our eyes like glint at each other. We're like, we both are like, do I rip his arm off? Both
Yeah.
of us
Oh,
for
yeah.
1 second, and then we walk away.
Yep. All right. Missy will then call everyone over. All right, let's just do this. And mind you, she's wearing heels in all of this and never once seems to sink into the ground. She walks around the outside of the circle, placing tiki torches around the edges, and Cowboy follows her, lighting each one as she goes. All right. So, in the old days, Cain had a dispute. His dispute was directly with God. He sacrificed that which was most precious to him in order to please an ungrateful deity. That deity banished him. That deity cursed him. That deity wanted our dark father, Cain, to be tortured for his entire existence. Cain saw to it, then, that when he had disputes in future, he would afford others the opportunity that he was never granted, that of making things right, that of meting out justice and gaining restitution for crimes against him. God makes proclamations and then, like a coward, refuses to deal with the repercussions of those proclamations. Cain, his word is law, and he defends it. And so too do we, his descendants and disciples, follow his example. When we have a dispute, we settle it like reasonable, honorable beings, like Cain, and we fight it out. Tonight a dispute is held between Belmont Hubris and Ivan Kukushkin, correct?
Correct.
between Belmont Hubris and Ivan Kukushkin. Belmont has wronged Ivan. Ivan has demanded an opportunity for restitution. And we, being Cainites, grant that opportunity. After this monomacy is complete, this issue is done. It will not be mentioned again. It will not be held against anyone. The slate is wiped clean. The victor is correct. This is justice in our society. This is how we handle our problems and disputes. Is there anyone here who takes issue with this?
Isaac will like kneel down in sort of a like prayer position on the ground.
Then we will continue.
Based on a certain lore I have, I want to try to go through what I do know, though it's limited, as to whether Lilith gave Cain this idea.
Interesting. Go ahead and roll it. Intelligence plus the lore.
Okay, so I only have one in it, so this is going to be bad. Could I roll occult with that?
No, not on this one.
Okay, so I'll just put a modifier of 1.
This sounds like the kind of thing Cain would have figured out on his own. Lilith had much more to do with Cain's magical awakening.
Okay.
Whereas a desire for justice, or perceived justice, that sort of
very Cain.
Yeah, that sort of tantrumy kind of shit is pretty Cain-like.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. So this evening, as I presume that you have prepared yourself, Belmont has prepared as well. And Belmont, by the way, for his part, is being quiet, but he's growing visibly agitated. Like he's starting to tap his foot, and he keeps like lighting and then tossing away cigarettes. Emmett is stone still, perhaps almost in shock. He's just not reacting to anything at this point. Belmont, please step forward. And Cowboy will unlock the shackles from around Belmont's ankles and wrists. He will then walk forward. Yes, hi, I'm here to present myself. Belmont, you have been challenged. You have accepted the challenge, is that correct? Yes, it is in fact correct. I have accepted this here challenge this evening. Yes, and Belmont, you have not been forced into this choice, have you? Belmont will sort of unconsciously like rub what looks like maybe a sore area of his chest and will say, no, no, absolutely not. I've in no way been coerced or forced into this choice. I do this entirely of my own free will. I can't hear you, Gianna. You are muted. You are muted.
Still muted.
You're muted.
You're still muted.
Ah!
There you go.
I was in the wrong window. Gianna wants to insight that. Bullshit.
Yep. Insight.
So what with insight?
Wits. Oh yeah, no, yeah, he was definitely.
Conrad said, "You're being honorable, or you're dying."
Yeah. Belmont would very much rather not be here.
Gianna, is Ivan in the circle?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Gianna's going to tap and like hold the top of Ivan's hand and kind of squeeze it.
Okay. No reaction.
Okay.
Lie.
Ivan is just locked.
I know, but Gianna essentially turns to him and goes, lie.
No reaction.
I don't think
Just making sure. Just Gianna's covering her shit.
All right, Belmont, please. Step inside the circle. Be seen before Cain and all of his creation. And we will know soon the right way of things. Belmont will step inside the circle, and it looks like he's doing like quick calisthenics, like he's sort of jogging in place. He's doing a couple of quick jumping jacks.
I hate this man. I fucking hate this man.
Ivan, please step forward.
Ivan will remove the lab coat, jacket, and undo his tie and hand them to... I mean, sure. Isaac? That works.
Okay.
Whoever like offers it, whoever takes it first.
Yeah, I mean, we can do both of us. That's
Sure.
fine.
Sure. Go.
And steps inside the circle.
Okay. Ivan, you as the challenger have been granted the request that you have made, and soon we will know whether you are deserving of restitution, deserving of justice in the eyes of Cain, or whether justice has already been meted. This is the final opportunity for anyone to object to these proceedings. And the moment she says that, Emmett goes, I object a whole lot. I object a bunch. I really object. I completely object to this. This is totally wrong. I did everything I was supposed to do. You told me I was supposed to, and he just starts hyperventilating. Belmont looks at him and he says, Emmett, now is not the time. Calm yourself. And as he says that and sort of lowers his hand, Emmett visibly calms. And his breathing becomes more regular. And he doesn't return to being completely stone-faced. But he's not panicking.
Dementation.
Dominate.
Dementation. You can calm it too.
Oh, yeah.
It goes both ways.
All right, Ivan. I understand that you and I have business to discuss with fisticuffs. So I am ready. When I say go, says Mitzi, then you will begin. Mitzi takes a step back. Cowboy and Conrad are on either side of her. They're, outside the torches. Mitzi says, begin.
And immediately.
Yes.
Let's see. Hold on. I'm going to need a...
It's going to be, what, medicine and something or
go.
whatever the hell it is.
A horror warning for it first.
Ah, yes. Okay, so just to let everybody know, this is going to be a thing that no one's seen him do yet. So...
Oh.
Well, he has a chunk of werewolf blood in it.
No,
right?
it's not even that. Just, all right, go for it, Ivan. Go for it, Ivan.
All right, so... Let me just make sure I get everything in order first. Number 1. Number 2. So there's that. Okay. Oh, the timing. And so... let's do the... I guess check first, or do you want me to do the description first?
Description, and then check.
Excellent. So you see just series of seams appearing on Ivan's skin. Just everywhere that you can see skin, there's just suddenly seams. Like the skin is all splitting apart. And the skin just tears and rips, and Ivan grows. And suddenly this flesh, like the flesh peels off the back and the chest and the legs and turns into a series of 6. And you can see all these fine lines define themselves into what would be feathers if they were feathers, but they're flesh. And so suddenly Ivan is consumed in 6 fleshy wings. And throughout the entirety of just everywhere, eyes open and close and pulse. And in the middle of all this chaos, there is a mouth. And it is just speaking, unholy. Unholy. And suddenly Ivan is this 12-foot tall monstrosity of flesh and bone and just pure horror.
Everybody else around the circle who has not seen this before, which is everyone.
I mean, Gianna's seen Monomacy do this before, but not Ivan.
Yeah.
No.
I want all of you to make a resolve and composure roll.
Where's resolve?
I have a lot of those too, and I got a 2.
Oh, I got 4.
I take a step back.
Why am I blanking?
Gross.
Bottom of mental stats. The lowest of the mental. Should we resolve?
Roxy.
I have none.
Under wits.
But still
where's
success.
What I also want to be watching Emmett's reaction.
Oh, hang on. Okay. Gianna, you are fine. Roxy, you not only cannot look at this for a little bit, but you feel compelled to back away. You suspect that if this weren't a ritual, you'd be running.
I'll go wait in the car, and then I'm gonna go back to the car, and I'll watch from the car.
Okay. Isaac, you're fine. Eddie, this is tough for you to look at. You don't feel a need to run away, but you
wings, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's
Angel.
It's not like that. It's not like that. Just
a seraphim, specifically.
Yeah, this is tough for you to look at. Missy seems entirely unimpressed. Conrad is smiling from ear to ear. Belmont is cowering on the ground right now. Cowboy has taken several steps back, but is still watching. Emmett is under the picnic table, is as far away from Ivan as the chains will let him be,
and probably entirely devoid of bowels at this point.
Presumably, yeah.
Oh, humans.
For anyone who's curious, this is Horrid form, or is this Chiropter and Marauder?
No, this is Horrid form.
Horrid form. Okay.
Is there something worse than this?
Yes.
Yes.
What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is the warm-up.
Now eat his face.
Conrad's scary. Let's remember that. This is what Conrad is. Fuck this.
Yeah, but he's ours.
Yeah. So that is Ivan's move. Belmont.
Oh, I need to make a roll. Sorry. One second.
Make your roll.
Perfect. Exactly what I needed.
Belmont, for his part, he falls to his knees and starts trying to dig a hole in the ground with his hands. He doesn't get very far before he gives up. He looks like he sort of steels himself. Like a sort of a calm comes over him as he, and then he stands back up. All right. So here's how we're gonna do this. Neither of you. Oh no. What level do you currently have a draft of celerity or no?
No.
Okay. Belmont does, so he's gonna go first. So the way we're gonna do this, because normally it would give him bonus. He's gonna get slight bonuses to his rolls. Is essentially what's gonna happen here.
Cool.
But I want you to tell me what your goal is, and then he will. Or rather, he says what he's trying to do. You say what you're trying to do, and then we roll, and whoever gets the better roll, that's what happens. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So Ivan is simply going to attempt to descend upon Belmont and just.
Are you going to grab, smash?
Take apart.
Okay. So grabbing to start with.
Not even necessarily.
Slicing?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be like, imagine all of these fleshy feathers are scalpels. And
Okay.
I'm just going to town.
Okay. So for you, that's going to be strength and brawl. Belmont is going to attempt to leap at you with his fangs bared to try to bite at what he thinks is your throat.
That's funny.
So cute.
Okay, so I'm gonna need to remind me, and right. And I'm adding in the vicissitude bonuses as usual, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, no, hang on. Vicissitude doesn't give you a bonus to attack. It affects your stats, right?
We did that before when I was doing brawling.
Hang on. This is a good question. It's totally reasonable. But I want to make sure that I don't screw it up. Come on, Google. There we go. It's like taking a moment to load everything. There we are. Okay, so you are using level 4. So...
Well, I know that's what I was doing when I was using, like, bonecraft for attacks and things like that.
Right.
But I don't know, I mean...
So here's what happens. You don't... So you're already adding a bunch of shit to yourself, mind you.
Oh, yeah.
So here's what happens. Anytime you hit, you do 1 aggravated damage on top of any other damage you do.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 aggravated because of despoil.
Right. And then beyond that, you just get the benefit of having all those extra...
Got it. Okay, cool.
Traits, yeah.
That's what I wanted to be sure of.
Yeah.
And do I add anything for potence?
Nope, not yet.
No, that's just a damage.
Once
Okay,
you
cool.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Once you hit, that's what's going to be funny.
Got it.
Parts of him will just cease to be.
Okay, so... Oh, God, this is going to be terrible. Hang on. Plus...
It's basically a question. What are my bonuses? I already have my stat bonuses handled.
Well, that's it. You
Okay,
get
cool.
you get your stat bonuses, and you're rolling brawl and strength.
Perfect.
And then when you get into damage, then
That's when things happen.
yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm very serious. Roll your attack. Okay. So
Goodbye, Hubert.
yeah, so if he were allowed to do the things he's good at, he'd wipe the floor with you, but he's not. Because you said physical fight only. he could dominate you. He could hide from you. He could make you go a little nutty. But he's been asked to punch you, which he is distinctly terrible at. And so you do 5 more than he did, so yours is happening. So that's your hit. So it's going to be 2 ag plus 5 superficial plus 2 more from the potence. So it's 2 ag plus 7 superficial damage.
Yes.
Okay, so 9 total levels of damage.
Yes.
Hang on.
With 2 of them being
1,
active.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. How would you like him to die?
That was easy.
No.
To your chest. And then
Ivan's not killing him yet.
Okay. Ivan in one shot will incapacitate and drop Belmont to torpor. So describe that, and then we'll talk about what you do.
Excellent. So Belmont comes at Ivan, and Ivan just envelops Belmont in the wings. And this entire time, that mouth is continuing to speak, just unholy, unholy, unholy. And slowly, it's surgical. It's beautiful. As Ivan is just completely just dissecting Belmont, laying him completely open.
When you say open, what do you mean?
Emotionally.
Like flaying the skin, severing nerves, making sure that Belmont is very, very alive and feels every single bit of it. Until torpor.
Okay. Belmont is now torped. Largely degloved. And his limbs are hanging by threads.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do now?
And then Ivan drains him.
Okay. No one can see this, really. Like, what everyone else sees is, flap. Struggle, struggle, struggle. Nothing. Like, that's what everyone else sees. Okay. So now we get to do this other roll.
Smiling. Just smiling. Kind of.
How does Conrad react to this?
Say again?
How does Conrad react to this? He was smiling before. I assume
Oh, he knew it was
similar.
Conrad is at this point now he's stone-faced. He is looking he is dispassionate.
Okay. See, y'all hate him, and I'm like, this guy's all right.
Okay, so Ivan, I need you to make, it's going to be a series of resolve and willpower rolls. Or willpower plus resolve. Pardon me. Let me know when you're ready.
Hold on. Did that work? Okay.
That one did. Okay, you've succeeded on the first one. Roll another. Is it? Wait, hang on. Hang on. Let me double check that.
Something involving strength last time.
Yeah. No, I think I'm doing it wrong. Hang on. I think it's your strength versus his willpower is actually what it's supposed to be. Which is harder. Although you succeeded on the.
I mean, right now. Okay, sure.
Well, yeah.
Give me more dice, please.
Yeah, but it is a harder check.
Got it.
Hang on, let me just. Fuck, I thought I had this all figured out. I wasn't expecting you to kill him in one shot, so I didn't have it quite ready yet. So.
Really?
I really wasn't. I really thought he was gonna.
The six-winged angel. I just didn't see.
Yeah, well, I sort of forgot that that's what your horde form was. But I had this whole battle plan for Hubris, just in case he managed to make it out of round 1, which I thought that there was
make it quick.
Yeah, I thought that there was a better than 50-50 shot that he would do so. I'm realizing now that was folly. So as soon as Adobe will open, there we go. Come on. Stupid thing.
The fact that any of us even thought that there was a chance that Ivan would die. I was planning on all right, if he looks like he's gonna die, yeah, fuck him. I'm just gonna toss a grenade at these people. Fuck them. I'm not losing our fucking Monomacy. No way. But
okay, so here we are.
Now you understand why Ivan said run.
Okay. That's what it is.
Near Emmett now.
Oh, Jesus. This is actually going to be easier for you. Holy fuck.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's actually strength plus resolve, not willpower.
Jeez.
So you
actually right now, that was dead even rolls. So do you want to just let those last two ride?
I was already going to.
Okay, cool.
Because you succeeded on both. So you have one more.
Cool.
Yes. Okay. So now here's what I need to do. This is sort of the bigger one. Oh, I swear to God, what did it just do? No, I don't want that. Thank you. So I need you to make first, your inhumanity goes up 1. You're then going to roll inhumanity plus your blood potency.
Hold on.
What's your inhumanity now?
35.
That's where it gets good.
Yeah, Bone Rods, that's just kind of like my common.
Why do I not have? Where is it on the sheet? Sorry.
There
it is. Okay, cool. It's at the very bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said inhumanity plus what?
Inhumanity plus your blood potency.
Hey. Yeesh, a lot less than I would like.
And then I have a roll to make, so I need you to make that roll.
I'm gonna use willpower.
Yep, sounds like a good time to do that thing.
Damn it.
Ah! Yeah, but you still did it. No, you didn't. It's a push, actually. Here's what I'm going to tell you.
We have 3 now.
So right now it's 3-3. You need more than that.
Oh.
I will allow you to expend a permanent willpower.
Yep.
Okay. So you
can't
lose.
do a willpower reroll?
He already did.
I already did. So now what do I do? Do I?
So you lose a dot of willpower and then do another willpower reroll.
Got it. There we go.
Okay.
5.
Okay. And this is the one that allows you to have successfully gotten the Diablerie. So here's what you gain.
I'm writing.
You are going to, what is your current generation?
11th.
Okay. You are now 10th. Additionally, you're going to gain 15 XP. 15? Nope, 10 XP. That you can immediately spend, plus any that you have banked, on increasing your blood potency.
No, I can't do that.
Okay.
I don't have enough.
Or on disciplines that Belmont knows. So why did I just close him? That was the dumb thing to do. So if you would like to learn disciplines, here are the ones that are available.
Ooh, he was a mind bender, right?
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Don't you get
he
their,
has Auspex, which you already had.
Yes.
Dominate, Obfuscate, and he has the Demontation Amalgam Power.
What? Amalgam power? I don't understand.
Amalgam powers, you use them, I think, but amalgam powers are discipline things that you can learn that require you to have a combination of two other disciplines as prerequisites.
Okay, so how is that different from just demontation, I guess?
Demontation is not a discipline in this system.
Oh.
Yeah.
what is it a combination of?
Dominate and Auspex, I believe.
Huh.
I can look it up properly.
So I would have to learn dominate to get the demontation, correct?
Correct. And hang on, and I will tell you exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It is an amalgam. Oh no, with Obfuscate and Dominate.
Eh.
You know Gianna knows Dominate.
So it's a Dominate Obfuscate amalgam, and it's frankly, it's okay. It's kind of I think they fucked over Malkavians personally.
Ew.
Demontation was their whole game.
Yeah, and someone decided that they didn't like it.
Great.
There's a lot of
Can we
there's a lot of personal agenda type stuff all throughout V5 for what it's worth.
Is there any way that we can just ignore that? Or are we going with it?
As it
forever?
stands right now, so as to not have to write a whole other discipline, particularly this late in the Chronicle, considering that no PC chose to play a Malkavian.
That's my backup.
Yeah, that's your backup, sure,
Well,
but there's only so many sessions left. So no, I'm not. No, we're just going to keep it as it is. So those are the options that you have available: Auspex, Dominate, Obfuscate. Yep, Auspex, Dominate,
And
Obfuscate.
are any of them lower than 2?
Yeah. Why does that matter?
No, does it not matter? Okay, cool.
No.
All right. I didn't know if like you could only buy up to as many dots as they had or something.
Oh, maybe. I don't care really. Yeah.
Fair. I think I will grab 2 points of obfuscate.
Cool.
That'll cost 14, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Nom nom nom.
Yep.
I'll figure out what those are going to look like later.
So from the outside, so blurb, yeah, flump, struggle, leather noises, open.
Squishy leather noise.
Wait. On does he have to turn to ash?
Yes, he does upon Diablerie.
It was just for you.
Wait. I have an idea. Before, like during that whole process, just, make sure the flesh was peeled away. So when the ash happens, there's a perfect flesh sculpture.
I love the idea. Every part of him turns to ash the moment you take his soul.
Well, no, you'll just see it and then it'll.
Ah, okay. Nice. So you open the leather flappies.
And, he's fine.
Oh, he looks like totally unharmed for just a second.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And everything folds back into place, and
Emmett is screaming. Absolutely, he's screaming, sobbing, unconsolable. Cowboy will actually walk over and crack him on the back of the head with a blackjack, and knock him out.
I was going to give him the Long John treatment, so that works.
Doesn't prevent screaming, just prevents the intelligibility of the screams. Cowboy will then, with the chains around Emmett, drag him over to you guys and drop Emmett in a heap. Missy, standing on the opposite side of the circle, will say, "Well then, the ritual has been complete. Justice has been met. The issue is concluded." And as she does that, all of the little tiki torches extinguish.
How?
Huh?
And Ivan will.
I don't know.
bow.
Showmen wouldn't tell, would they?
Vampires can't control fire, can they?
Not typically, no.
Okay.
You are in Hollywood.
Oh, okay, good.
So I'm sorry, Ivan, say again?
Ivan will bow first to Missy and then to Conrad. Thank you for honoring our ways.
Conrad will bow curtly at the waist, like this. It's a very German bow. Missy will, she just sort of dismissive wave. Conrad will then step up and say, "So, we have dealt with our difficulty, yeah?
Indeed.
Then will you share in the cup with us?"
It's a pleasure.
Excellent, excellent. Cowboy, bring the mead. And Cowboy will walk over to a cooler that's over by the picnic table, and he will open it up. It's a picnic basket, rather, and he will open it up, and he brings over a bottle and a big goblet, and he hands both to Missy. And Missy will say, "All right. Are we ready for a Vaulderie?" Excellent.
Isaac's looking a little confused, but he like kind of glances at Ivan. Is that how?
Ivan nods first to them and glances back, and a smaller nod to the rest of the pack.
Yeah, and
I
it
will
doesn't
follow
look
you.
face.
Sure.
Roxy, you were in the car. You see that things have calmed down. The scary thing is less scary, and it looks like everyone's gathering for something. Do you come back?
Still a big.
No. Yeah, I'll come back.
I was going to say, if Roxy doesn't come back in like 2 seconds, if I don't hear a car door open, I'm going to go get her.
No, I'll come back.
Ivan, are you still in your form just buttoned up, or are you back to normal?
Just buttoned up.
Oh, I kind of like the idea of buttoned up. That's hilarious. That's what's happening right now.
Okay.
You see,
Less
like
scary.
every so often, like a feather ripple will go through the skin. Like if it was.
Have a good one, die guys.
Hi, it was good having you.
Thank you.
So, Missy pours some sort of blood red concoction into the goblet. No one can smell right now, so it doesn't matter. And then she proceeds.
I sense someone.
Yeah, I don't have heightened senses, but I do have
Ivan does.
sense
Yes,
the
good,
beast.
do that. Oh my god. Sorry.
Is she malicious in any way? It's a passive.
She is not malicious. She is, if anything, passionless.
I don't know how I feel about this.
She will then use a silver athame with like a ruby pommel, and slash her wrist and bleed into the cup. And as she is doing so, she says, "This is another of the rituals passed down from Cain." And she passes the cup to Conrad, who will do the same thing, and then Cowboy, and then pass it over to you guys.
Zed,
Yeah.
do I know if this was Lilith or if this was passed down from Cain?
Make your roll.
This sounds like a Lilith thing, because this is kind of magic-y shit. So it's intelligence plus the
Lore.
lore.
This one's difficult to tell. It could be Lilith. Many would certainly argue that it is. But
But I don't know quite enough.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
You would need to get more than 2. So in order for Cain to be certain that he could trust others, and in order for the sword of Cain to be certain that they can trust each other, we help to aid in our bond on both a physical and spiritual level. Whereas the Camarilla would use such a tool for dominance, we use it for freedom and family. To that end, we drink of each other's blood in an attempt, in a hope to gain some understanding and to make peace among our kind, as well as to sharpen our blades against our enemies. Because as we work together, many hands can topple even the mightiest mountain. Do you guys all add in blood?
Yes.
If the priest does, I will.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. If the priest does, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. And then
Roxy looks super displeased about it.
In this case, currently some skin parts and blood pours out, and it reknits and passes it to Gianna.
All right. Drink up.
Comes back around to Missy, who then drinks it. I drink of this blood. That is the blood of our Dark Father and also our own. And to this end, we become more one with each other and with the world. And also, we plan to burn alive and to flay and to destroy and to utterly erase our enemies. Because fuck the Camarilla. Fuck the elders. And then she hands it on. Do you all drink?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
It tastes sweet. Almost like perhaps there was a honey wine added to the mix.
Fancy.
And
So what are the names we're adding to our
Yes.
ratings
So
list?
everyone adds 1 dot for Conrad, Missy, and Cowboy. I'm sorry, Conrad actually technically has a nickname, and Missy's got a different. So it's Donald Cowboy Strickler, if anyone wants the full name. Conrad Meister Heller. And Mistress Missy Schoenberg.
And we give 1 to each of these.
Automatically on the first one you do.
Yes. Yeah. We don't even need to make additional rolls here. Now, you guys should
Who was
make rolls
Cowboy again?
to each other. Cowboy is Donald Cowboy Strickler.
Okay, now for our rules.
Yep.
Yeah, what do we roll again?
1d10, right?
Yeah.
And call out the names.
So, everyone roll for Isaac, except for Isaac. Don't roll for Isaac.
Hold on, I gotta get my.
I can't like myself.
I think we've proven that's, you cannot.
To gain for Ivan.
I guess I do feel a little bad about what I did to Isaac.
Apparently so.
Yeah. A little bit of empathy.
Does 5 give me 1?
No change for you. Cap,
Okay.
you gain. Gianna, no, you only lose on a 1. Yep. Okay.
Thank you.
So,
Doesn't Roxy gain 2?
Yeah.
from a 10, yes.
All right, who's next?
Next up is Roxy. Okay, so no change.
Got an 8.
Gain. Cap was yours, then. Oh, yours is the 9. Okay, and then
Yeah.
Cap gains 1. Cap gains. Sorry.
Ouch.
Yeah.
No, I get it. It's financial.
Yeah, it's not a good one. Everyone roll for Eddie.
Eddie.
Over me!
I'm getting. Wait, does a 5 go up?
No.
No.
I'm getting dead on everything.
You're kind of meh about everybody.
Show.
I mean,
Because of my accelerated bond, my superior bond thing, I'm now sitting at a 9 with Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ.
We are the best of friends.
The Super Bros.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Brothers,
Like,
literally.
even if you convince me that the right thing to do is kill the target first, not
It's not
like
going to happen. And that's fine.
Yeah. Everyone roll for Ivan.
Yeah.
Got a 3.
There we go.
what is the threshold for gaining?
6.
6.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then everyone roll for Gianna.
Oh.
Went down.
Again with Isaac, again.
Ah!
So is that 3?
Yeah, I'm at 10 now.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's gonna be less of the I'm looking away and more. No, I'm just gonna kill people who are disrespectful.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
Squeezied.
Yeah, you guys actually do need to make rolls for the other 3, so I want everyone to make a
Oh.
quick roll for Missy.
Oh.
Missy.
Missy.
No.
So no gain means nothing?
Yep.
So
Well,
there's
no.
a 0.
So we have
No,
a
Just
you
zero.
have 1 to start.
Got
Okay,
it.
but we could have gone more.
To 2.
Yeah, and if you rolled a 1, you could have gone down to 0.
I rolled a 2. What does that give me?
Nothing.
Just the 1.
Nothing.
Dang it, 1.
Okay, next everyone roll for Conrad.
And I heard you.
No. No.
How?
Now remember, level 3 doesn't mean that like you super are into that person.
Yeah, no. How their actions now have a much bigger effect on Isaac's view of them than the thing is going to. Like he's just like, well, these people aren't as bad as I was making them out to be in my head
Yeah.
by a long shot.
And then everyone
shit, I
roll
like
for Cowboy.
This makes sense. Does a 9 give me 2?
Ooh.
0.
I think a 9 only still gives you 1. I think it's a 10 that gives you
10
Yeah,
only.
you have to get
Yeah.
a 10.
Yeah, 1 is lose, 10 is 2. Anything else is
I like Cowboy, but I also just like Cowboy. Out of game.
Gianna goes back to 0 on Cowboy. Does not care about him.
Deanna was fine with him. She must rather have that for Conrad or Missy.
I do have
I
one.
like them all, and my physical out of game person hates it.
Good. That's
Yeah, I
actually
hate all.
that's the idea.
That's so perfect.
That's like what the Sabbat meant for this to be.
Yeah.
Yup.
Okay.
It's almost like we all came in here wanting to kill them all, and now we're like, well, I guess we need to work together. I guess that's what Sabbat's
Yeah, I
about.
guess we do.
Take people who want to kill each other and make them fight together. Pretty smart.
Do we want to like talk to them at all about our plans at all?
Well, so after the Vauldery, Heller will pull up. If anyone's been to an SCA event, you've seen these, but it's a slat chair. It's basically 2 boards, one sort of tabs into the other one, and it creates like a. It's a chair. It's not it's not especially comfortable. It's not especially uncomfortable. It's 2 pieces of wood. One goes into the other one, where the X forms. The bottom 2 are the legs, and you sit in the where they meet.
Comfortable as hell, too.
Yeah. So
Yes, thanks for joining the party.
woo. So he puts this chair down, and then he says, "Well, would we like to discuss what must come next?"
The death of the Sabbat. Or etiquette.
Oh, ooh, bad guy, traitor.
Hey, guess what? I have dots in etiquette.
Yes.
Fuck that. The death of the Camarilla. Yes.
Yeah.
Would we discuss our current progress?
We
What-
sh-
Have you accomplished?
We have not accomplished as much as I would like. We have been dealing with many werewolves. on the outskirts of town, as well as these humans, these hunters. You all seem to have stirred them up quite a bit. They are advanced in some way. They have,
Section
yeah.
32, yes.
Yeah, we have cleansed many of them, but they have not been so visible recently.
We took out one of their stations.
Ah, good. Das ist good, yeah. Yeah. We have done as much as we can, but we have run into the issue of not knowing where everyone is. And part of why Mr. Hubris's choices were so destructive for us was it made it significantly harder as he outed us and our existence to the Camarilla and made it possible for them to know that we were there, and thus we could not strike at them the way we would like because they went to ground.
Some went to ground. It seems that others still are loud and about.
There are...
New prince?
Yeah, this Don Sebastian.
Yes.
I have looked into him somewhat. He is known to be brutal, efficient, but...
Camarilla prince.
Yeah. However, he is also known to be cowardly.
Sending others to fight for him.
Yeah, that is his preference. He also is known to win his fights with trickery.
What type?
Oh, he is quite adept at making people do things that he would like them to do. As well, he is quite skilled at tactics, I guess you could say. The cowards, they think very... what is what? And Messi will pipe up. He's creative? Yes, creative is the word that you're looking for. Yeah, creative.
I was gonna kind of exchange a glance with Missy with like an eyebrow, like.
Should we speak of our progress then?
What have you managed to accomplish? I have heard much, but
what have
not...
you managed to accomplish?
Well,
we just went over that.
I've just told you.
That's it?
I could repeat if necessary.
Well, hold on. Just the information on Don Sebastian is all that they've accomplished.
How many werewolves have you killed?
Did they say how many werewolves they killed?
No, he's asking you in character because so Conrad is reacting to everything you're saying in character. If you're not saying something in character, you got to make it clear.
I'm not saying this in what I mean is the only thing that I got from listening to him was that they know a little bit about Don Sebastian and that they've had trouble with werewolves and Section 32. They haven't said anything that they've done.
Well, that's what they've done.
Oh, they've been fighting werewolves.
Section 32.
Right.
Okay, never mind.
So we didn't end up encountering that nearly as much.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We have actually been following a convenient thread. Ming Zhao, are you familiar with her?
9. We know who she is, but we felt it best to stay clear of Chinatown. We have heard strange things from there.
That's unwise.
That is unwise, you say?
No,
not unwise.
Ah.
You did well.
She is fascinating, helpful as a poisonous snake can be. But sometimes the snake bites you back, but occasionally it weakens an enemy. And she has done quite a bit of weakening for us. Also, there was the matter of Ivan looks to Gianna looking for approval. There was the matter of Radiance.
Ah, so that was you. We were not sure. We noticed a buzz. People were buzzing. They were, what is word? And Missy will say, they were afraid. Yeah, they were afraid of sudden attack on their own.
Not only her, but Regina Wynn as well.
Them.
Not only them, but Regina Wynn as well.
Regina Wynn? Who is this Regina Wynn?
Nosferatu Primogen.
Nosferatu, you say? How did you find her?
No, I would have known she was Nosferatu.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yes.
And we have the list, so we would have known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a list that was in the Agent 32's bunker
Ah, that
of
would
all
have
of the
been,
important figures in the city, or at least the ones that they had.
that would have been extremely helpful. Do you still have this list? Would you be willing to make a copy?
I think we can do so easily.
Excellent, excellent. We will, of course, not come for anyone you have earmarked, but it would be nice to sink my fangs into kindred flesh, as I have been spending so much time eating these dogs and cows.
Unfortunate.
Yes, it has been.
We have this list, though we do not have specific locations of those targets. We do know where the majority of the activity is going on in the city, where they seem to be sighted, where they seem to be moving about.
Interesting. We have something that may be useful for you as well. The Dalewood
Damn it.
oleomargarine factory. It is there is quite a bit of activity there, and we have noticed. Well, Missy has noticed quite a few vampires, quite a few Canaanites, or well, I guess they would call themselves kindred, spending their time recently.
Burn the place down.
Interesting.
We are not entirely certain what is happening inside. We have looked at it, but there is some kind of project occurring.
This is a Camarilla project.
I think so, yeah.
Which would suggest if it's active, it's likely tied to Don Sebastian, since he is now claiming power.
Oh, has he declared praxis formally?
It appears so.
Now, hold on. This is all good and great, but with the recent turn in power with the prince, how closely have you guys been watching the Anarchs? We know next to.
Do we know that the Anarchs exist? Actually, that is a good question.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
You have heard of Anarchs, yes.
We were told they were a faction in the city. Very beginning.
Yeah, we were told.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Wanted to be sure.
I didn't even know that they were a faction. I thought they were like a hidden secret society.
Oh.
But now it's like totally, they like have leaders and shit, right? Like they have like a
We have been told that there are Anarchs here, and I believe that at least a few will be at this gangrel grouping, yeah? And he looks at Cowboy, and Cowboy says, yeah.
the moot. The moot. It's called a moot. You obviously don't know.
God,
I'm so smart. Look at me being so smart.
Is Cowboy a gangrel?
Yeah.
I like this guy. I hate them all, but I like Cowboy. Cowboy's good people.
And Cowboy will say, yeah, boss, it's a moot. I said
You gonna be there, Cowboy?
Yeah, I've never actually been to one. I'm not all that old, and they don't have them that often, especially not around these parts. You can still find them more in like old country, but out here, it's pretty few and far between.
Does he have a big cowboy hat?
Yeah, he really does.
Okay. Continue. I'm sorry. All right, but we don't know too much about what they're doing, what they've been doing.
No, we do not.
All right, so there's still a wild card in the whole situation.
Yeah, we have attempted to follow them in the past, and we have attempted to make contact with them, but we have found them to be elusive. They move around from place to place a bit, and we think they may be working with the Camarilla.
Eddie, it might be an interesting opportunity if you went to this moot to try and sway them to the Sabbat, perhaps, between you and Cowboy.
Might not be a hard get when you're telling me how this Don Sebastian talks and acts. I mean, I can't really convince anybody to do anything, but I can sure as hell just talk to him plain and simple. If you guys would want me to do that. But that would also give... I mean, Gangrel, as we know, we don't really give a shit where we're from. When we're at the moot, we're at the moot. But if you don't mind them knowing that we're here and what I look like, then absolutely, my priest, I can extend an invitation of our ideals.
Also, don't necessarily have to have your face that night.
You're not touching my face.
Not the moneymaker.
No.
Smile, feather ripple again.
No, I have earned these scars, and they will stay there.
Ooh.
And always put them back.
No, they would not be the same.
Theseus'
All
scars.
all I would do is I would just take the entire face off and then put it aside for later.
You could make a movie out of that, you know.
As a man who eats organs.
I'm sorry. I was trying to get to you. Yeah, Isaac.
I'm not extremely familiar with their operations, but aren't the Anarchs sort of a bleeding heart amongst our kind? But
How do you mean?
sympathetic to the kind.
Yeah, this is generally the case. They more or less Camarilla without the structure.
I call them baby Camarilla.
Fewer meetings.
It's good. So, out of character, is there anything else we actually think of as interesting to talk to them? What are those things?
Yeah, we know about the other Camarilla coterie who wants to gain power.
Right. I even can bring that up.
They might already
mentioning hubris. I'm sure he informed you of the other Camarilla that were present that evening.
Conrad takes a moment when you mention that incident. Conrad visibly is annoyed. Like for a brief moment, just a wave of aggression passes over his face, and then he settles and he says,
Past incident aside.
Yeah, Belmont
Camarilla.
had made mention of this other group.
It's rumored there is a small, young coterie of Camarilla trying to quietly gain power. Not openly declaring a prince among them, but not seeming to go along with the flow.
Although one of them is the grandchild of the previous prince, I do believe.
Interesting.
It is a weakness.
Of Landerhaven, yes.
Would you happen to know if there's a haven or spend their time? I could pay them a visit.
From what we know for the most part is that Beverly Hills and Hollywood seem to be, along with East LA,
High type.
the majority of the activity.
I have the name.
If you want to track the one known as Calvin, look to the movies. He could not help bragging about how much he does with them.
Oh, where does
His name.
he work?
That I am unsure of, but seem to think that the location was unsuitable, so I would believe a rival, perhaps.
So not RKO, but perhaps someone else. Do you happen to know his last name?
Did
I don't.
No, I
Bell
don't
not
think
give
so.
last names, or was it just?
If you didn't write it down, we're going to say no.
Yeah, no. I also
don't think
remember
so.
it was only first names.
Yeah, it was only first names.
I think it was first names.
There
like
was
where
only
you're from.
first names at the time. There was the preening Toreador and the two Ventru, Calvin and Adra. Then Celine, the, again, preening Toreador.
All right. Well,
I do have
that
one
does
last.
not seem insurmountable. We
I
should
do have
be
one
able
last
to-
thread you can follow,
Yes, of course.
related to Don Sebastian. Out of her bag, she'll pull that log from the tailor shop. It was a while ago, but D. Sebastian visited the tailor shop in Monterey Park, Pins and Snip.
I see. Well, thank you. We shall see what we can find, and if anything should happen to come up, we will reach out.
Ivan?
Your man, Sebastian,
Yes.
he has been helpful in the past. He does not know, but we have been able to pass messages to you previously, thanks to him. He did not know it was us, but I would like to thank you for training someone so well. And he will point to Emmet. My hope is that you will be able to have the same success with this one.
Very questioning look from Isaac.
Ivan will quirk a tiny smile. I believe Emmett shall serve Sebastian quite faithfully.
Excellent. Excellent. Well then, we shall drink again. This time, just the meat.
How do we get in contact with you?
When the moon is full, you will go to the woods and you will howl, yeah? No, of course, I am joking. They are in the yellow pages. They are... Excuse me, that was also a joke. You may get in touch with us through Missy. She has contact at the... what is name of place? Mitzi, what is name of place? And Missy will say, it's the yellow light.
The yellow eye.
Light. The yellow light.
What the hell are you talking about?
It's a club. It's called the
I
Yellow
was going-
Light.
It sounded like one.
I do
I
not
hate this.
own it, but I know the owner, and he knows me quite well. And they will take messages. I check in with him every night or every other night, depending on what we're doing.
How are you getting messages to Sebastian?
You have a telephone.
You were calling him?
Does it need to be harder than that?
Just wondered if he asked who you were.
So,
So last thing, we copy the list and the map that we have. Just give them a copy.
mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
To let you know, we're going to get loud for a minute. Since there's chaos among the Camarilla, we're going to create some chaos to try to draw some of them out.
I see. And how will you do this?
Police. Shovelheads. Loudness.
Excellent. When do you think you might do such a thing?
What time is it now?
It is currently about 10:30. Let's say 11.
Tonight.
Tomorrow night. It takes a day.
Well,
yeah,
yes.
tonight's-
We'll set it up tonight. It will...
Excellent.
Unless you would like to coordinate for perhaps the night after.
Oh, we will be around. I think that this upstart group, they perhaps should meet us.
Excellent. Do please give my regards to them.
I will do. This is, of course, should we find them. But you send shovelheads to, say, Beverly Hills, and we will be there as well, watching.
Excellent.
Done.
I point at the pile of ash that used to be Hubris, both for Ivan and Conrad, and say, the two of you might find some use in that.
Actually-
even Conrad, since you're going to be interacting with Adra.
Ivan, we should split it. Remember, we were going to get payment.
Indeed. Yes, let us split this.
I have no use to nor claim of this matter.
But it could, if you run into
Consider
the
this.
Camarilla, entertain them.
It would behoove you. It would be beneficial, at least to get their guard down, to offer these part of those ashes to Adra.
If they see us, it is because we are biting their heads off.
Excellent.
We do not converse.
Then we shall take it. It might end up in their hands anyways.
Does Gianna have an extra handbag?
Gianna will just empty her handbag this time.
Wait.
Oh, actually, you know what? I will probably just like absorb it into
Oh wait, no!
in.
His shoes.
What about his shoes? Are his shoes left behind in the ashes?
Yes.
Can we
Yep.
fill his shoes?
In
They're
his
used-
shoes.
Yes.
In his
We-
shoes.
The irony. I love it.
They are
Just wink
packed
at
up
Missy.
nicely. Pack, pack, pack. Pack, pack, pack.
I just, as I'm putting them in, never mind, I found a use for them. A shoe each.
Good.
Wonderful.
And that is where we're going to end the stream for today.
We are going to be so busy next stream. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something I do want to talk to you about, by the way, is so a couple of things. One, where the shovel heads will happen. They're going to be unleashed in. We'll talk about it in downtime, but the shovel heads are probably going to affect the next couple of games.
Okay.
So.
So we need to map them.
So you guys do it, right? And we're just going to say that you do it. So what I need from you guys, preferably by the end of today, certainly by the end of Sunday night, if we can get it, is where and how many and all that, and I'll be
Okay,
around
can
to
we have
help with those
map up?
conversations.
Can we have like the map in our Discord or something?
Yeah, yeah. So here, blank map of LA. There you go.
Perfect.
And so I want you guys to try to let us know, you know, like where you're going to be sending them and how many go to each area and stuff like that. And we'll talk about like the max number that you can create and whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is a possibility that the Sabbat game may end up going one session longer than the others, just because of the order in which they fall. So I'm just letting you guys know that that's a possibility, but that has not
I'm
been
gonna be upset.
that it is
Yeah,
not.
that,
It has not been determined. Don't plan on it, right? And if it does happen, it's probably just to help try to tie some things up. So we'll see. But beyond that, otherwise, good game, everybody. So I'd like to go around real quick and do our usual ups, downs, noms, and plugs. And this week, I would like to start with Ivan, who wasn't here for last time.
Everybody, oh my goodness. Ups. Oh, just Ivan getting to be a terrifying fucking monster. And finally being able to unleash the hard form that I've been planning since like the third session. Yeah, no, that was absolutely amazing. Down. Honestly, I can't really think of it down. It was just great. And
that was like a Demon Souls boss battle, but you were the boss.
Pretty much. It was like, ha, you died. Ha ha.
And that guy had no idea what he was doing.
Yeah.
It's like, chomp. Nom. I actually want to give my nom to Roxy on this one. Because, Roxy just, no, fuck you. Just not even being apologetic throughout the entire thing of it, just being like, yeah, no. I did what I did and deal with it.
Alrighty.
So, yeah.
And then plugs.
Plugs. Oh my goodness. Yes. So you can find me all over the place here on Welcome to the Party on the 2nd, 4th, and 5th Tuesday of the month. I play in our 5th edition Mimic Knights game run by a Shogun over here. I'm pointing in a direction. It's maybe right.
I think it's that way for you.
And then on Friday nights, you can find me here for Dragon Dark Days, where we are in the jungles of Chult, and it's going to go so terribly wrong. So, yeah. That is my plugs.
Excellent.
Just so excited from the game. Oh, my God.
Isaac.
That was awesome, Monomacy. I didn't want to fight the other pack. Like, that both sounded like it would be dangerous, tedious, and I don't know. It felt like it was going to be unpleasant. So I'm glad we didn't have to do that. I'm very happy to be able to work with them, as opposed to against them for the majority. The fish gave us the wrong idea about them off the bat. But down, I don't know. We take a long time to do stuff, but I don't know. I feel like it's necessary.
Yeah, I complain about it more out of comedy than anything else. You guys are fine. You're very careful. And I would like to point out, so sure, it was 90 minutes of prep for a one round combat. But it would probably not have been a 1 round combat were it not for the 90 minutes of prep.
Yeah.
Well, and plus we're ready to now go and do the next thing without any more prep.
Right.
We also weren't sure if they were going to attack us, in which case the 90 minutes of prep would have been life-saving.
And I'll tell you, Belmont with one hand tied behind his back is not the same as Conrad when he just doesn't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nope, kind of. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I bet he's moved his heart. I bet he's done all the stuff as well. So
which is why I said, don't even fucking near him. Just burn his ass alive.
Yeah. Sweet. And nomination. I'm gonna give it to Roxy actually, for 2 reasons. Because I think that she did play it out properly, didn't just back down, and also because I don't think Ivan needs any more XP, even though he did a great job. He did a great job, but I think that there's a difference between descriptions and RP. And I think that Ivan did great descriptions and Roxy did great RP.
1000% agree.
Agreed. Awesome. Did you do your plug?
I play in games. Look at the schedule.
Okay.
I'm tired, man.
Isaac answer.
No, I get it. Roxy.
I am Amanda. I can be found at Jimmy of Diamonds on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. My up for this one was that I'm glad that I was able to have my character be in a situation that truly shows just how little composure she has. Also, I got to do one of my convictions, which is that vengeance is more important than sect or clan. So overall, I feel pretty pleased. So yeah, I don't really have a down for this one. This was really nice. Yeah, I really got into that. I'm someone who does not like confrontation at all.
Neither do I. Oh.
So I started shaking when I was doing it. I had to write it out, and I was like typing furiously so that I had exactly what I was going to say before like it came up. But yeah, so I'm actually going to give my nomination to Isaac just because of the whole situation. I want to give my nomination to him.
Alrighty. Eduardo.
Hello, I am Evan. I'm on Twitter. I'm Evan Jennings 64, and everywhere else I am Zombie Love Juice on Instagram and all that stuff.
Such a good name.
Thank you. Oh man, ups. This was awesome. I thought cool role play. I love that me and Isaac got a chance to talk. I got to ask you the one question I wanted to ask you, which is why even join the Sabbat. And I loved like that you guys just went ahead and played that. I like the argument between you two. But I'm going to, as much as I think I agree with Isaac, I really liked the RP from Roxy because she says so little, but what she says is like boom. You know what I mean? It's like right there. You know, it's just stab, and that's it. That's all she needs to say, and then she walks away. Beginning, end, and that's it.
That's all of us, though. Say things.
It's kind of yeah. We're very
okay.
But I think I'm gonna give it to Ivan, just because I fucking loved the fucking Guillermo del Toro goddamn angel monster that you made.
Seraphim is perfect.
How you dissected him and how you killed him and everything. That flavors everything to me. So like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck whatever stats you had, fuck whatever you got to do. I loved how, like, what you made it be. It was beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I really like that. No, this was a good one. I want them to die. I hate the right hand. I can't even tell you really why now. They just are my enemies. But I do think this is an interesting look too, at how much we hated them, but how the Sabbat found a loophole around infighting. You know what I mean? They found a way to correct that, and in a system that has no rules, they made this so that you almost want to help each other. It's pretty interesting to see how the Sabbat navigate the exact situation that we found ourselves in, and why it works, and why they are a pretty scary force if they're infecting your area. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm interested to see where this goes. And that's it.
Thanks. Hello, Peculiar Curio. We're actually wrapping up at the moment. Please do feel free to stick around because we're going to be raiding Power Score RPG here in a moment. And or also please feel free to check out the replay as soon as that's available. The Samisi are very twisty, but the Sabbat think they're pretty honorable. Okay, so Gianna.
Hello, I am Portia. I play Gianna. You can find me on Twitter at Mrs. OG Crun Crun. Pardon me. If you add an underscore between Mrs. and OG, you find my Instagram, which is really where I do everything. My up for tonight was the twist. And just being like, okay, well, this is done. Want a Valdery?
Let's have a party.
After all that, like, I was tensed and ready to be like, I don't like you, man. Like, I was ready for it. And it was just like a cool turn to just be like, okay, let's work together now. I don't really have a down for tonight. Again, just maybe we had plans to do two things and we only got one thing, but it's still useful. My nom, I'm really torn tonight. There was so much good role play, so much good insight into characters, like the beautiful descriptions that we have of what we do. Like, I really love playing with you guys because of these things you all do. I think tonight, though, I have to give it to Eddie. we all have access to the journal now, and actually getting to see you play out some of that like insight that Eddie has into people really was cool to finally like have Eddie voice vocally rather than Gianna just read it. Okay, she read it. She still doesn't totally understand Eddie's thought process. She wasn't there, which I'm still bummed about, but it was really cool to actually get you to vocalize and go into that. So otherwise, I play in this game. Otherwise, you can find me in the chat of every single Crusade of Thorns game, even when it's on Solbon, and even when it's Camarilla, and when I make fun of people and beat the bot at them.
Soulbear RPG is the name of the channel.
Soulbear RPG, I'm sorry.
Okay. So, yeah. I really liked everything. I thought everyone got some pretty good role play in. When was the last time I did a unanimous all around? I think it's been a minute.
I don't think you have.
Haven't I? Good. Everyone gets 1 extra XP, so y'all get stuff. Because basically everyone got their own little moment to do something pretty rad. I liked all of it. I thought that you guys, once again, you inhabit your characters so well, and you make choices for them, like to the point where I'm now the better I get to know you, the more clearly I can see when you guys make choices that are your character's choices and distinctly not your own, and perhaps even against your own personal, like real life better judgment. And so
a lot of that going on.
Yeah, so things like that are things that I'm always a fan of. I really love it when someone goes, yeah, well, I think this is a dumb idea, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to die, but my character would do this. So.
Oh, yeah.
That is literally every single encounter for me.
So, but yeah, really good stuff. I'm really, I honestly, the moment I am most proud of, weirdly, is when Eddie's Mawa was talking to you guys, and Ivan suddenly has the realization of, oh yeah, rituals and the rules and like he made some
terrible idea.
Yeah, he made some really good deductive reasoning out of all that too, where he's like, oh,
that's my whole thing.
Well, not just that, but like the realization, which I'd given you guys the information, but no one had really like obviously, or at least on stream, put it together of, oh, they didn't have to accept those terms, they accepted them anyway. Oh, there's something else going on here. And so that was a really, really great leap I felt, and one that was, entirely driven by character choice. And so that's what gets me jazzed. That's the kind of stuff I really want to see. So yeah, good fucking job, everybody. My name is Zed, or ZX. You can find me on Twitter at ZX, which is right below my nameplate. I don't use Twitter nearly as much as I should. As I should. I don't use social media very much at all. I used to. Turned out to be a real big thing. And I got to be honest, now that I basically don't, my anxiety levels have just declined significantly.
I post stuff on occasion, but you don't really engage all that much.
No. I used to live for a good argument, and now I'm just like, I just can't anymore.
I'm glad you don't.
Yeah, because she would have to deal with me at 4 a.m. going, but someone's wrong! I have to tell them why they're wrong!
Like, bad!
That's me.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, but I am on there. I am contactable on there. I am also, of course, yes, someone is wrong on the internet. And I am, of course, also findable on the Welcome Party Discord. So feel free to send me a private message on there if you have a question or comments or anything. Even if your comment's like, hey, fuck you, Zed, I don't like you. I'll be like, well, okay, I mean, to each their own. I want a gif of that. But yeah, otherwise, everything's golden. You guys are doing great. So if you want to check out the other 2 games in the Chronicle, the Anarch Game is on Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is on Soul Bear RPG. And then you come back on Wednesdays for the Camarilla Game at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come back here to Welcome Party RPG. Don't forget to check out our merch shop over at So Nerdwear.
It's what the nerds wear.
It is. The cart code WELCOME will get you 10% off of your order. And yes, there is sweet Welcome Party and Soul Bear merch available over there, as well as some pretty cool Crusade of Thorns stuffs. We are doing this whole thing in part to help represent Rainbow Railroad, which helps to get members of various regional LGBTQIA and other letters communities from places that are hostile to their physical existence to places that are more welcoming to their physical existence. Super good cause. Please, if you feel moved or motivated, send them some ducats. And once you've sent them some ducats and you still have a few leftover shekels, kick it on over to our Patreon, which I will be announcing, or here, hang on.
It's in the chat.
It is in the chat? Good. So, oh yeah, there it is. So patreon.com/Welcome Party RPG. Thank you, DBM. And I just want to one more time shout out our current patrons. Bria, Britt Knowles, Chris H, Fallon C, Forgotten Reams, Han C, Jack C, Michelle E, Swordfall, Thanrand, Me in Midair, by Sonic Kevin, Metzgirl, Michi, Michael Wayne, Leona, Slam B, or is it just Slam? Is the B silent? Nerdy Teddy Bear, Celts, The Bardic Knock, Wild Engineer, or Wilda Engineer, depending on how you choose. Zan, Drew D, Nina D, and Wyvern's Wing. So those are our patrons from this month.
Hey, Zed.
Yes.
Can I make a request?
What is your request, my dear?
Well,
Meine Schatze.
I, as a player, I know there's not a lot of story reason why it might happen, but hey, other STs, if you want another player in, I'd happily join a game.
Yes,
I'm jealous everybody else gets to do something.
I know. Well, so Gianna, for what it's worth, when there's a La Sombra moot, you can beat us for that.
For all those La Sombra aunties.
Yeah.
And you know, Ivan will be at the Zamitzi auntie party.
Yeah. So, if it comes up, I'm sure someone will find somewhere for you to be. But otherwise, thank you very much. Wait, what's this? Swordfall? What? What now? What? Didn't I?
I'm so confused.
Okay.
I think people were talking about a thing.
Okay.
They're just excited.
Okay.
Okay. All right, cool. Alrighty, guys. So, with that, we're going to kick it on over to Power Score RPGs to spread them some loves. So please do stick around so that we can go a-raiding. Because like the lightning god from the mid-realm, or like Vikings, we are raiding. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Must